I need to start recording. Hold up. There we go. We're recording.
We had an amazing ship-to-ship combat.
That's true, we did.
I was the captain, and I led our ship valiantly. We were attempting to ram the other ship, but didn't work in our favor, and they ended up docking against us.
Yep.
And boarding the ship. Well, they tried to board the ship. They got very bottlenecked across the board.
Yeah, that's true. I don't think not a single one of them managed to actually get across, did they?
No, they didn't. They got very bottlenecked, and we laid them all out as they're trying to cross the ship.
Mm-hmm.
It was kind of a close battle, though.
It was.
It was a little bit more difficult than I was expecting.
That's true.
I believe that Angelus was standing in the way, taking loads of damage.
Yeah, he was pretty much the target for every attack, and he just took it like a tank.
True.
And what else?
I think multiple people went down. I think, didn't they? It wasn't just.
Yeah, it is true. Yeah, a lot. I think the only person who didn't go down was me.
I didn't go down.
Oh,
did you not?
Well,
I don't know.
Sure Luna went down.
Well, all I know is that I did not get attacked a single time.
Yes,
I did
that's true.
Not go down. I was just shooting from a distance.
Yeah, that's true. Because you weren't close to the combat. That's why.
Yeah,
but the barbarian guy, he was going wild, getting loads of crits.
Oh yes, my buddy.
Yes, he was a crit happy barbarian. Excuse me. It's not a librarian. Excuse me.
He's a librarian wielding an axe.
Sure, why not?
It is also fair to point out that we probably could have avoided this entire thing.
Probably, but
I was like,
it's okay.
Let's just do it.
I mean, you're generally the kind of person who charges head first into battle and asks questions later.
Yeah,
it is your character to a T. It's like beat up all the. You're like the NPC. You're like the main character that beats up every NPC. You grind every wild encounter. You do all the side quests before you get to the main boss.
Yeah.
Exactly.
All right. Well, yeah. So we were on our way to the key to deliver a message to ask for reinforcements from the governor, if I remember correctly.
Yes. Correct.
So
did the other dwarf make it?
Yeah, everybody. Everyone survived.
Yes, and I think so. You guys started off last session dealing with the loot from the previous battle, right? Or was that the session before? I don't remember.
I think we dealt with that, unless there is more loot that needs to be dealt out.
Yeah, and you guys got the wolf, right? That was last session?
Yep.
Yes, Belagar, my buddy.
Your dire wolf companion.
Yes. We have developed quite a relationship.
Well, I mean, you interacted twice.
Yes, he loves me.
He tolerates you.
I feed him good meat, so.
Yeah, that is true. You do feed him.
You gave him the best meat of the best meat.
Yes.
Yeah, you gave him filet mignon, and now he follows you around.
Well, technically, he followed me first, and then he just happened to take a liking to you.
But I know, I'm kind of playing to my strengths because I know that I'm really all that he has. At least
that's true.
Initially.
That's fair. I wanted to release him to the wild, but he was like, "Nope, I'm gonna stick with you guys instead." I'm like, "Okay."
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, there are no dire wolves in this area.
That is true. It's not exactly the right geography for dire wolf.
Yeah, I mean they sort of. I think that they live like mainly in the mountains, or like in the far north,
They live
like
in the White Peninsula, up in the
uh,
mountain area, or
possibly even further north than that. Yeah,
oh, okay,
I
the
I think
unchar-
that
the uncharted lands.
yeah. I mean like north of the very northern mountains, like up up in the dwarven area.
Ah,
But I think that they they're sort of in these like more populated areas. Maybe they lived here a long time ago, but the humans have probably like driven them out. They're like extinct in the area.
right.
That kind of thing. Um,
So,
all right.
did we make it to the shore without incident, or are we still at sea?
Yeah, so I think you guys managed to defeat the pirates, and then you captured some of the rowers. Actually, I think you captured pretty much all the pirates, right? And I don't
All
think
the
either.
pirates we captured, yep, have been either,
Um,
yeah,
and then
and then
you
we burned this ship to the ground.
and then you burn the ship. Okay, yeah.
Oh, so you
I
did
couldn't
burn it.
remember, but yeah,
The
there
one
you
time that Luna wanted to burn things, is she wasn't here for it.
go.
But no, I did your character justice by retroactively burning the ship,
Thank you.
or as in
Yes,
you burned them, not me.
yeah,
But
that
there
was
was
the
nobody on them, so I'm still within my character.
yeah. That's what we were. She was asking about the messages in chat. I said that was me from last time. Luna wanted to burn the ship down.
Yes, and
um,
I let her have her way. Just
so
once.
now you have all these pirates and in your ship, and you guys sort of collect yourselves, and then you head back in the direction of the key. And you're only like a few hours away at this point. You're sort of fairly close.
Okay.
Um, so I'll go ahead and let you guys do a long rest, even though technically you wouldn't have enough time. But um, you're not going to be in any combat encounters anytime soon. So if you haven't long
Right.
rested now, you may as well just do a long
Yep.
rest.
I already did.
So as you get closer to the shore, Galgus walks up to you, Dollar. And he says, "Brother, uh, how are you planning on entering into the city? You haven't forgotten that I have a precarious situation with the locals here, have you?"
I I understand. We'll keep you in the middle of the crowd. Keep your head down.
Hmm. Very well. You're going to see the governor, aren't you?
I I suppose so. I have some business to be tending to over here, but you can always split away and handle whatever business you need to.
Well, I should tell you. I think I know this governor fellow a little better than you do, considering I've lived in the Key for quite some time. And in my estimation, I expect that he won't listen to you, not one bit. There's been some unrest recently in the Key. Not only the pirate attacks, but others too. I doubt the governor would be willing to let go of any of his soldiers, not now. I suggest that you just pass along the message and then return back to Crown Point. I think that's the smartest thing to do.
I'd like to insight.
Okay? 22. Um, you get the sense that he is being honest about the governor, but he isn't being. He has some sort of ulterior motive in telling you this.
I'm assuming your experiences with said governor probably weren't best, considering your predicament.
I wouldn't say that, no. But I'm a dwarf. Couldn't exactly have good experiences with him, now could I?
I I understand. Well, so be it. Sometimes We're here just to be messengers.
All right. So you guys get closer to the key. Is there anything that you guys want to do in the like couple hours you have before you pull into the harbor?
Luna just kind of. Luna goes up to him. Sorry. Luna goes up to Dollar Montrum and goes, "Is the queen correct?"
Is the what? I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
Is the queen correct that there's warriors on that there's over 2 million warriors in the stock store in the key, or is that just the queen overestimating it?
What I know.
I don't know, maybe. I mean, I think that have you ever been to the key before? I feel like you said before that you haven't, right?
I don't think I have. I've been everywhere, pretty much northeast.
So I think that you probably have no real clue. This is your first time being here.
One second, I'm sorry. I don't know what you speak of, young lady. Have you some information that I've not been made aware of?
Not really. The queen just says it's a beautiful place. In her opinion, it's a beautiful place. Luna walks off.
Not from the reports I've heard. I've heard the key is the opposite of beautiful.
No,
No,
I suppose somebody with a stature of such probably wouldn't understand what the key actually is.
I always thought the queen was talking about mountains, honestly. With how she described it.
You know that there I would say that you would probably be aware that there aren't really any mountains on the key. I mean, there are like hills, but there aren't like tall mountains or anything.
Yeah, I see that now that I'm looking at the
Um,
map. Sorry.
So
Then again, I don't
as you
think
guys,
the queen's been there.
yeah, I mean that is probably true.
I'll be right back. Just one second. Go ahead.
Okay. So you guys sort of get closer to the key. So as you get closer, you see there's sort of like a narrow passageway in between two islands where the ships are passing through. There's a large lighthouse on the right side as you pass in to the harbor. And on the left-hand side, there's a huge bronze statue, probably the tallest one that any of you have ever seen in your lives. It's a sort of man with a kind of halo around his head, holding a giant spear in his hand.
Can I do a history check to see if I know who the statue is of?
Yes, definitely.
Or would that be history or I'm just maybe history, not religion.
It would be history, yeah.
Yeah, no, I have no idea.
Yeah.
I would like to also do the same thing.
Okay.
History.
Yeah.
Nat 20.
Okay.
Nice.
A 20 and a 1.
Nice.
That's
Feast or famine with you.
Yeah. Yeah, so you recognize this guy. He is he's sort of a legendary figure in Rigia. It's sort of like think of like Aeneas in ancient Rome, or like Odysseus and the ancient Greeks. He's sort of like this like ancient hero that supposedly founded the key by splitting these two islands in half. And so they've sort of built a statue there in his honor. As you pull into the harbor, you notice it's sort of like a crescent-shaped harbor with a small canal leading into some other sort of areas of the city. You sort of pull your ship up alongside one of the main docking areas, and as you begin to disembark, a man approaches you with a couple soldiers sort of at his flanks. Hold there. Before you disembark your ship, we require a manifest of all of your goods as well as your crew. We require this of all ships that are entering the harbor, in accordance with the laws of the governor, in order to deal with the local unrest as well as the pirates. Please provide to me a manifest of all of the goods and crew aboard your ship at once.
I look into the rest of the other party. I'm assuming we never got a manifest.
No. The captain would have a manifest of all the people who are
on board.
I mean, obviously everyone who's supposed to be there.
Right.
I think the only person that probably wouldn't be on the manifest would be Galgus. Also, all of the prisoners you have.
Bachelor will be on in 30 minutes.
Oh. Okay.
Good sir. We come bearing urgent news, and we need to speak to the governor post haste. And I pull out the message that has the governor's signature on it. Will you let us pass?
I see.
Or has the mayor? Excuse me, the mayor's signature, not the governor's.
You have a message from Crown Point. I see.
We do.
Well, I suppose I shall allow just the few of you to pass. Still, I require an inventory. I suppose I'll speak to the captain.
Of course, the captain will be happy to provide you whatever you need. One thing we should note, though, is we did have an encounter with some pirate rabble on our way here, and they are stored, or rather, they are being held prisoner in our ship. So, perhaps you may, if you perhaps, would you like us to release them to you, or would you like us to hold them and take them back to Crown Point?
Yes, we'll take them into custody at once.
Perhaps you may know a thing or two about these people. This isn't our first encounter with pirates in this area.
Of course. We've had many encounters with the pirates ourselves. It's a good thing that you managed to defeat them.
Yes, they were. Yes, they were quite the blackguards. They were.
I think very, very few ships managed to make it out of an encounter with them alive.
Yes, and in regards to our crew and our supplies, we are only here on a diplomatic mission, so we did not bring any kind of items to trade or any weapons other than what we have on our backs and a few cases of Greek fire that were on the ship when we were assigned. So, but as always, if you are welcome to inspect and search the ship to your liking.
I see. Well, we'll take the prisoners into custody, and we'll inspect the ship, as is our duty. But I'll allow you to pass.
Thank you,
kind sir. An urgent message.
Yes, thank you, sir.
All right, so he allows you to pass. Are you trying to hide Galgus at all, or he's just sort of coming?
I'm talking. I don't know what they're doing.
I think Galgus is probably down below with the rest of the others.
Well, the question is, is he just gonna walk in, or are you gonna try and sneak him in? No.
We're going to use numbers to hide him.
Very well.
Very well,
Master Dwarf.
The direwolf.
Yes.
He does have a name.
I don't say anything unless they ask about the dire.
Oh yes, definitely. he sees you sort of walk up with the direwolf behind you, and he says, I see you have a beast with you. I'm not sure that such things are permitted into the key.
What's your tone? He's no beast.
You're saying that you've trained this creature?
Don't seem so shocked. But this is something normal. This is Belagar, the werewolf.
Belagar, you've even given it a name.
I can assure you, he is not one to harm any. He won't harm anybody.
Well,
We've had. Well, if you'll trust my word.
You best see to it then. If I hear of any incidents, we'll be sure to put down that creature.
I'm sure Belagar will be on his best behavior while we're here.
Very
Is
well.
this guy talking to me a human?
He is, yeah.
I'm assuming we're basically like on the dock and we're in a group just talking.
Yeah.
So it's not like
I just want to give him like a smoldering stare.
Okay.
Anywho, we should be off.
Okay.
Can you point us to which way where we can find the governor, the headquarters for the governor?
Of course. The Governor Palaces. They're in the center of the city. You won't miss them. They're in the rich quarter.
Very good.
All
right. Well, thank you, sir. Let's get moving.
So you sort of you take Galgus with you. You sort of try and hide him amongst the group of you.
Yeah.
I guess.
He stays in the middle with his head down.
Okay.
Surrounded.
As you sort of get further into the city, Galgus turns over to you, Dollarmatum, and he says, "Many thanks, brother. This is where I shall depart from you.
Right.
If you wish
May
to
the
see
odds
me
of our
again,
ancestors ever be in your favor.
If you wish to see me again, I tend to spend a lot of time down at the Victorious Sign. I got the best ale in the city.
I must make a stop then. Nothing like good old ale on the adventure.
I swear, all this man thinks about is food and ale.
Well, he is a brother.
Yes, well.
And I want to like butt heads with him and shake his forearm.
Okay, awesome.
Yank on his no, just kidding.
Yeah, you yanking each other's beards.
Shake beards, yeah.
Yanking of beards is extremely disrespectful. Thank you.
I'll keep that in mind.
He sort of bids
not like
farewell.
I can reach it anyway.
he bids farewell and heads off into the city. So you guys are headed off to the governor's palaces?
Indeed.
Yeah,
well, that's where I'm heading. I'm not
Time
sure
of
about
day?
the rest of
Is it early or is it late?
Oh yeah, I'd say it's afternoon, maybe.
Okay, so probably still good. Yeah, we can go straight to
Greenspell.
Okay.
Sure. Do you mind if I hop on your shoulder?
I thought you already was. I legitimately said he's on Greenspell's on Linda's shoulder.
Oh, well, for the record, in the future, if you just ask before you just pick me up and plop me on your shoulder. Anywho. So while we're walking, do we notice anything out of the ordinary? Like, should we roll or do we want to just... How do you want to do this?
Yeah, I think that you guys sort of, you guys managed to get up to the governor's palaces, like, without really any incident. You walk through the streets.
Do we know the name of the governor?
Yeah, I think you would know him. Well, I mean, you would at least know his name. It's Lucien
That's what
Bell.
I'm saying. What was that?
Lucien Bell.
Lucien Bell? Okay.
Yes, Lucien.
Oh, Lucien, not... Okay.
Yes.
Gotcha. So it's a he. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, so you know his name, I think. You might not know that much else about him, but
fair enough. He's not just the governor, in quotes.
Yes, Lucien Bell, just like that.
All right.
That's all about him. So you guys head up towards the governor's palaces. The city, it reminds you a lot of Crown Point. Mainly, it's just bigger. The style of architecture is pretty similar. You can tell that this is definitely like a Rugian city. You know, similar sort of population and everything. Mainly humans, a few dwarves, like the occasional elf or dragonborn or orc or whatever, but mainly humans. You guys managed to make your way to the governor's palaces, which is number 3 on the map. As you approach the gate, you're halted by a guard. Halt! What business do you have in the capital?
Excuse me, kind sir. We are messengers from Crown Point, and we need to deliver a message to Governor Bell immediately. And while I do that, I pull out the notice and I make a gesture pointing to the signature and the seal of the mayor of Crown Point.
Ah, I see. A message from Crown Point. Very well. I shall deliver it myself. You're no longer needed.
I have strict orders that we are to deliver this message firsthand. I kindly request that you allow us to pass.
He looks at you. I'm under strict orders to not allow anyone into the capital. I will deliver the message.
Can I do an insight check to see what's going on with him?
Yes. 13. So I mean, it seems like a dollar module 11. Okay. So you can roll something less than a 20 on an insight.
Occasionally.
Yeah. So he seems like, I mean, he seems like he's being honest. Like he's just kind of doing his job. You know, they told him not to let anyone in, and he's not going to let anyone in.
Do you know why? Do you know
Why?
What? Yeah.
Go ahead.
Do you know why no one's allowed into the capital?
Well, haven't you heard? There have been attacks lately. The governor is concerned for his safety.
That's kind of why we're bringing the letter.
That is the unfortunate nature of our errand. We have word that there is a potential large pirate raid to be happening sometime soon, affecting both Crown Point and possibly here as well. So we need yes. We came to request reinforcements from the governor and his men.
Very well.
That way we can repel them.
Deliver this message post haste.
Very well. I suppose I have no choice. But I still would like to keep hold of the actual document in case somebody else decides to question us. It is, after all, only a documentation as to why we're here.
Very
well. Would you allow passage if we were to disband from our weapons and even be bound?
Perhaps. Let me go speak with the guard captain for a moment. And he sort of walks away. You can tell this is a bit of a strange request. This is kind of like him going to get his manager. You know, he doesn't know what to do.
Huh. Something's odd about this place. I can't put my finger on it, but something's different. Something's let's see.
He returns later with the captain of the guard, who's sort of wearing like decorated armor. You see, he's like an older gentleman. He says, "Ah, you are carrying a message from Crown Point, I hear. You wish to see the governor, is that correct?"
That is kind, sir.
That was what
Those were our orders.
Yes.
Well, I can tell you the governor is not very likely to be concerned about the pirates at this moment.
May I ask why?
We've been dealing with a problem of our own here in the Key. A troublesome group known as the Brothers of Waydeer. We don't know who they are or what their goals are, but they've been interrupting trade, attacking people in the streets. It's been quite a problem for us of late. The governor,
Well-
I'm sure he would love to help Crown Point, but I'm afraid that he will be incapable of sending any aid at the moment.
Well, perhaps we've encountered a common enemy. On our way in, we had a rough encounter with some pirates, and perhaps these are the brothers of Waydeer that you and are referring to. I
Perhaps.
believe your men at the harbor have unloaded them and have brought them to your whatever correctional facilities or jail or whatever it is. I don't.
So you
Uh,
say that you may have encountered the Brothers of Waydeer. Is that true?
It's possible. We're new to this area. This is our first time here in the Key, so perhaps if you could identify, is this very possible that these pirates that we've dealt with may as well be the brothers, but it's also they could just be local pirate ruffians.
Hmm. Did they attack
Yeah.
with wearing masks? Did they try to burn your ship?
Well, they did. They tried to board us. They didn't quite. Whether or not they had tried to burn us, we could not tell. Fortunately, we were able to beat them back and capture them before any catastrophic damage happened to our ship.
Hmm. Well, I'm not sure. Well, I suppose the governor doesn't just talk to any old person that walks up to the gate, especially not in a time like this.
Old, excuse me. I'm only 29. How rude.
Or any young person, I suppose.
Hmm.
But
Well-
perhaps
well,
if you could prove that you are truly not associated with the Brothers of Waydeer, if they really are a common enemy to you, perhaps you could go and deal with them.
Are you making a proposition?
Yes, of course. I'm the captain of the guard. I happen to know where most of these attacks have been taking place. If you could deal with them, that would be quite the weight off my shoulders, as well as the governor's. I'm sure he'd be willing to meet with you in person if you were able to do such a thing.
What do you need us to do? Or what would you like for us to do for you?
Go speak with the manager down at the Rugian Trade Company. They've been getting attacks recently from the Brothers of Waydeer. I believe that they may have some information that could point you in the direction of where these people are hiding.
And does this person have a name?
Yes. His name is Tellius. Tellius.
Very well. I apologize for my tone. We've had quite a rough outing at sea, and both my men, not my men, our party and our men are weary from battle. So you must excuse my tone.
I see. Well, we've
Yes.
had quite the rough experience here in the Key too. The past few
We're-
weeks have been pretty rough for us guards.
Very well. Well, if we handle this, can you guarantee us an audience with the governor?
Oh, no doubt. I'd personally see to it.
Very well then. If you'll excuse me for a moment. Turn back to the party. Well, what do you guys think? Should we deal with their problem, or should we just, turn back and come back to Crown Point and deal with the impending invasion? What do you think, Dollar Matum?
Well, those of Waydeer.
Does that name sound familiar to you?
Aye. Waydeer is my home. The
Huh.
brothers.
So you're telling me that you know?
Brothers are a group wishing to restore what was rightfully ours.
Hmm.
There is no doubt that they have been a pest in the city.
Well done. Well, perhaps it's best then you keep information a secret from the governor and the captain. We don't know who we can trust here.
Luna, are you trying to roll history if you know anything about the Brothers of Wadier?
Yes.
With a 6, I think that you probably have never heard of them. Yeah.
All right. Well, I think we should.
I think that you both would have heard of Wadier at least, which you know is an old dwarven kingdom to the north, which
Yes.
has sort of been like slowly eroded through conquest by the Empire.
That doesn't answer my question, though, Dalarmatum.
My
Should we go?
blade will not shed any blood of my kind, if that's what you're asking.
I'm not to kill anybody. All I'm asking is to go. Let's just see what the quartermaster has to say. Remember, our allegiance is to Crown Point, not to the key. What say you, Luna?
Luna kind of just goes. Luna is just going more so. She kind of whispers it, but it's kind of more of she wants to. It's more of she wants to actually to investigate the problem before we actually get into the problem, and see if we can deal with it rather than just trying to go head first into it. She whispers it to Greenspell. Wait, do I need to click anything to? Do I need to roll anything for whisper?
No.
Nah. You can just whisper.
I mean, we're probably about 5 or 6 feet away from the captain, so he can't hear us.
Yeah.
Or that was my intention, is that we were pulling in. We're in a separate group away, so we can talk amongst ourselves privately.
Yeah. I mean, I think at this point, after you guys start talking, the captain just kind of like walks away.
Very well.
No,
Oh.
I'm surprised.
I agree. Before.
I'm surprised. I'm like the captain of the guard, did not say anything, and just went like the fact that he insinuated that Greenspell was an old man kind of just made me go, how did he come to this conclusion?
He didn't mean it that way.
I know he didn't, but I was just doing that for humor. Anyway.
Exactly.
Well, what do you propose we do? We need to get this message to him, and I think we may need to become pawns in this game if we wish to make any progress.
That's why she suggested investigate.
Very well. Then where would you propose we start then? And we should tell the rest of the crew if we're going to be keep staying longer. We should tell the crew to either go and come back, or to find shelter and a place to stay while we investigate. I don't know how long and how deep this mystery, this issue runs. We could be here a while.
Sounds like a solid plan.
Very well then. Well, then let's not waste any time then. Where to? If you want to investigate, then let's investigate. Where should we start?
Is he talking to Luna?
Yeah, I am.
I can't see what the numbers stand for.
I'd like to go to the Victoria sign.
Of course you do. Very well, we can head there. It is. I'd be wrong if I can't say that I'm a little famished. Plus, as we know, lots of adventurers and lots of good people frequent the local watering hole. Always a good place to start.
We should also see if we can help if it would get us more info.
That's true, yeah. local bar patrons tend to know a lot, and they oftentimes in their inebriation, their tongues become a bit loose, if you know what I mean.
Okay, so you guys head off towards the Victoria sign.
Very well.
As you pass along the streets, it does strike you something that was sort of difficult to notice before. You couldn't quite put your finger on it, but now that you sort of understand the situation in the city a little better, it does sort of seem like people are sort of like glancing at you more. People are maybe slightly more nervous, like they're looking over their shoulder a little bit more often. There seems to be like fewer people out on the streets. It definitely seems like people are whatever's been happening. It's sort of gotten people people are a little bit scared of whatever's happening. As you get towards the Victoria sign, you see seems like just a small inn. It's close to the harbor, so a favorite spot for sailors and harbor workers. You see, the salty sea dog types sort of hanging around. You enter inside and see a small little dining area. Standing at the bar is a short imperial man. He's a human with jet black hair. Funnily enough, you don't see Galgus there.
So where's it go?
Well, let's go ahead. Well, let's get started. I'm going to go up to the bar. But you give me a hand, Luna. Unfortunately, being how I am, I can't exactly reach the stool.
Luna was planning to order fish anyways, if they have it. So.
They definitely have it. Yes.
So, yeah, Luna just goes with green spell.
Okay.
That works. I can just be on your shoulder the whole time. That's fine.
The man at the bar, he's sort of asks you, what can I do for you?
Fish, please.
2 copper.
Thank
4
you.
pints of your finest ale.
My finest
Bottom of the
ale.
barrel.
You said 2
very
copper,
well.
correct?
Yes, 2 copper. He
I'm
asked for
trying to
6 copper, please, to the fine dwarf.
I'll hand him a gold piece.
Oh, very generous tip today.
Open a tab, not a tip.
Copper's
Very
SP,
well.
correct? Or CP?
Copper is CP.
PP.
He slides over a few ales over to you, Dollar Matum.
I'll take
No,
some.
What
What do you have that's local? That's fresh.
Well, we have some fine wine, local wine. Of course, we have fresh fish, fresh caught fish. We are Port Town, after all. And well, the Key is famous for its pumpkin pie.
Well, I'm if nothing else adventurous. I'll give that one. I'll give the pumpkin pie a taste. How much,
Very
good
well.
sir?
Would you like a slice or a whole pie?
Well, how big are these pies? Are they about the size of my head?
I would say so, Master Gnome.
It's Master Halfling, but thank you.
Or Halfling, sorry.
That's
Very
No
few of your kind travel around
Yeah.
these parts.
Yes. These are not exactly typical times, if you can understand my my meaning.
Yes.
But
of
no,
course.
I think a slice should do fine, unless anyone else in the company would like some as well.
I'm fine.
Very well.
I hit the fish.
And
a
I'll
single-
I'll try some of that wine you were talking about.
Okay, very well. Some wine and a slice of pie. That'll only be 2 copper.
Very good, sir. And then
I
I'll
agree,
reach it in.
sir. You would be the wine type. And then Dalamatum gives off like a huge, obnoxious burp.
You'll have to mind him. He's a little excited about our business here.
Well, there are plenty of dwarves around here. I'm familiar with their kind.
Very well.
Dwarves
Yes,
are always welcome here.
Right. Well, do you have a name, kind sir?
Yes. My name
What
is...
do I call you?
Wait. Okay. My name is Pontius.
Interesting. Pontius, it's nice to meet you, and I'm assuming we get our wine, our food.
Yeah. Yeah, he sort of hands you out.
This is good wine, Pontius. Did you brew this yourself?
Oh, I wish. No, there are some vineyards on the other side of this island. Famous for their wine.
Huh. Perhaps on our travels we may have to go and take a look, if you will. As you can tell, my dwarven friend here is a bit of quite the connoisseur of food and beverage. Isn't that right, Dalarmatu?
Don't drink your crushing grapes.
That's what I'm just thinking. That's what I'm just thinking. He just turns you, does another.
Yes, 100%.
Well done. As you can imagine, we're new here in town, and we've heard about the troubles with the Brothers of Weirdeer. What do you know? What can you tell us?
Oh, the Brothers of Waydeer. Well, what is there to say? They've attacked some local vessels, attacked a few local nobles and the such. I don't really know anything about them other than that, I'm afraid.
When did this all start?
Oh, it's been ongoing for quite some
Insight?
time. Insight, he's lying.
Lying.
With a 23. He knows more than he's letting on.
Dalamatum sets down his mug. And he looks at him. He says, I can see the crisp line in your cheek. Do you not tell the truth?
I don't know what you mean, sir.
It's very important that you tell the truth.
Of course, I am telling the truth. I'm not sure what information you're looking for, but I'm just a humble innkeeper.
Oh, God. I can't
6.
intimidate for nothing. No,
Um,
I'm going to use my inspiration for that.
Inspiration, okay.
Dalamatum just slams the mug down and gives him a stare.
Muna kind of just jumps a little bit because she wasn't really paying
Oh,
attention.
wait. Please, sir, there's no need for that sort of thing. I mean, you're a dwarf yourself. I'm sure that you have no ill intentions toward them. I mean, they're fighting for you, aren't they? I suppose I could tell you something about them, perhaps.
What do you think we're here for? You could make a lot of money off of us. Just give us the information we need.
Well, you're not here to join them, are you? He sort of says this in like a hushed tone.
Our business is our own.
He sort of pauses for a second and he says, "Wait, are you with Galgus?"
You know Galgus?
Of course. He was here not that long ago. Are you with him?
I know of Galgus. I don't know Galgus.
I see.
We've only recently encountered Galgus on our travels, and much of his past has remained a mystery.
What do you know of him?
Well, sorry, perhaps I said too much. I thought that he might have been who you were talking about before, but never mind. He was a regular, or he is a regular, I should say, of this place. He comes around quite often. That's all.
When's the last time he's been in here?
Oh, he was here just yesterday.
Yesterday.
Insight it!
Yeah, for sure.
Do you want to try that again? I'm going to roll intimidation.
Intimidation, 18. Okay, yeah, I mean, you hardly even need to roll an insight to know that he's saying about that. He was on your ship yesterday.
Yeah. Do you want to
I
try
would-
that again? And I point my stick at him, and it makes like a sparkling, like fire magic looking thing. It's like
She does
he was
not.
with us yesterday. Yeah, I think I'm not one to get angry, but you are testing my patience.
he looks at you. He sort of starts to sweat.
Wasn't he Spanish?
Are you? He was with you yesterday. So you are the ones that brought him back into the city. Well, suppose that I can allow you in, since you did help him out. Very well. Follow me.
That's what.
Sort
That's
he sort
better.
of gestures. Come on, into the basement with you.
Oh no. Why
And
do I
he-
feel like we accidentally joined the people who are attacking the town?
But
He-
better not be a banshee down here.
a banshee? A
Better
banshee,
enough
sir.
run-ins with these kind.
I think if he had a banshee, I don't think a little pointy stick with some fire would have scared him the way it did. But
if there were a banshee in my basement, I assure you, I wouldn't be joining you on my way down there.
Fair
well,
enough.
you first.
Very well.
You first.
He sort of leads you down into this like wine cellar kind of area. And then he
Wait, did
he walks.
did the captain of the guard ever take our weapons, or do we still have them?
No, we still
No,
have
'cause
them.
you didn't go into the
Palace. We didn't go into the palace. We're outside
Yeah.
the gate.
Okay.
exactly. He sort of like he sort of walks over to a corner of the room where there's like I don't know what those things what they're called, but you know where it has like all the wine bottles on it, and it's like the crisscross looking thing. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Wine
the
rack?
shelves.
Yeah, like a wine
It's a
rack.
wine
A wine
rack.
rack. I don't know. The words escaped me. There you go. He has like a wine rack in the back corner that he sort of like slides it to the side, and behind it there's like a little passageway. He says, "Follow me."
Is there a torch? Because if there's not,
He has like a candle, like a little
Okay.
candle. You walk not too far back into this little corner, before you come out into like a small area where there's like a few beds. There's like a desk. You see there are a few dwarves sitting around as well as a few humans, and one that you recognize, Galgus. He says, "Well, here you are, the brothers of Wadir." Galgus looks up at you. What are you doing? You brought them in here? And he sort of looks back at Galgus and he says, "Well, I had no choice. They were threatening me. It seemed like you were the one that spilled the beans, so to speak. Anyways, this is your problem now. If you keep bringing people here, I'm not going to continue to allow you to use my basement. You better not get me into any trouble." And he sort of like heads back up to tend to the bar. And Galgus,
I'm gonna ask this Greenspell if he wants to be let down or if he wants to stay on her shoulder, because she's kind of going, "What the fuck is happening?"
I'm gonna jump off her shoulder. I'm assuming you're gonna let me down.
Oh yeah, no, 100%. She's just going.
I approach
Oh.
Galgus and offer my forearm to him.
okay, he shakes your hand. He says, what brings you here, Dalamatim?
Who else is in the room? Is it a bunch of other dwarves or just him?
There are a few other dwarves as well as some
Humans.
humans too.
May we speak in private?
Very well. He sort of like takes you back out into the wine cellar area where you're sort of away
Luna
from
does
all the other
not
people.
follow. She's just going, "What the fuck is happening?"
Neither do I.
Yes.
Galgus, it is very important you tell me what mission you have here.
Isn't it obvious? We seek to destroy the Empire, to free our dwarven brothers.
I understand. Tell me more. What system do you have set up here? How many men? What operations are you running?
Well, I'm not the leader. Dr. Lim Cavefall. He's our leader. We have multiple cells set up all throughout the city. I'm the leader of this cell, but there are a few others spread around. We've been attacking and intercepting shipments of gold, weapons, all sorts. Taking what we can, of course, but then sinking the ships, scuttling, leaving behind just enough so that they don't think that we're just common thieves. No, we've been building up our supplies. There are at least a dozen cells spread across the city. We've been attacking nobles, too. We hope soon to take the governor captive. That's our ultimate goal. At least for now.
Hey, I understand your heart, brother. I wish to call in a favor.
Very well. What is this favor?
My mission is unreachable with the current situation and tension that you've caused between yourselves and the governor. Do you understand?
Yes, of course. That's why I told you to leave. It was pointless, you see.
I need one meeting with the governor. That's it.
One meeting, you say?
But your
Well-
actions here cannot intervene on that. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes, of course. I'm sure there's a way, perhaps, that we could help you.
What
If
do you propose?
you are willing to help us. Well, there are a few options. One option is we could take the governor captive. You could get your meeting with him then. I suppose that the other option is that you could enter into the tournament. If you win, well, the winner is granted an audience with the governor. It is an option, after all.
What is the tournament?
Well, they do various things in the tournament. They have gladiatorial matches, of course, as well as chariot races. I don't take you as the type to ride a chariot, though.
Would you ride a chariot, Margo?
No. No, I wouldn't.
I need the governor's men to protect Crown Point.
I understand. What do you ask me to do?
Can you convince your leader to lay low for at least 1 week?
I suppose it's possible. But what will you tell the governor? You'll tell him that you've defeated us only for a week?
I don't think the details are important. A man like him, a politician himself, would only care to have peace again. At least for a little while.
Suppose that that's true. And then when he leaves, and he takes his men with him, then we strike? Is that what you say?
What you do when we're gone is up to you, Gaga.
Very well. I suppose it's a possibility, but how will you convince him that you've defeated us? If you arrive at the capital with no prisoners, no heads, so to speak, why would they believe you?
This is why I need you to vow that you'll have this happen. Word is only as good as the action that follows. If I were to watch in there and tell him that we have solved the situation, and you are to make an attack soon after. My word is nothing.
I see. So you'll wait here a week then? And then once the governor sees that I haven't made any attacks, well, I suppose it could work.
It will work, Agar.
Very well. You have my word.
Will you have enough influence to convince your leader? Just ask.
Most likely. I think that he would like the plan. After all, it does work to our advantage too. You'll remove most of the guards from the city, after all.
Yes, it will. One more ask.
What
Is
is
there one of your men that would be loyal enough to come with us in cuffs to seal the deal?
That's a
If you
hard
want
ask.
to overtake, surely you could free him from the dungeon. I know brothers are way dear. If they were like they were when I was there, are loyal to the end.
It's possible. There's one man I think who would be fit for the job. Very well. I'll speak with him. I can't ask him to do it, but if he
I'll make
volunteers,
it worth his while if that makes it more convincing.
I'll speak with him. He sort of like heads back out into the main area, and he returns with another sort of stout dwarf. Yes, he's agreed to it. I explained the whole thing to him.
This is the plan. I will return you in bondage to the governor. You may spend some time in their dungeon. Aye. But if things go the way I intend, soon you will have redemption, as you so longed for.
Very well. I agree to it. But you better get me out of there, Galgus. I don't do well in the dungeon. Galgus sort of turns back to him and gives him the sort of like dwarven handshake. You better uphold your part of the deal, Dollarmatum.
I'll uphold it as best that I can. You have my word.
Very well.
This approach is much better. I would hate to have to stand against you or this movement. You know how I feel about this.
Of course. The other dwarf sort of says, "Well, shall we go now? Why wait?"
I need you to make yourself look like you've been in battle.
Very well. Strike me then.
Are you sure?
Right, Dollarmatum punches him. Can we just do a strength check?
Yeah, go for it. 11. Okay. Yeah, you give him like a black eye kind of thing, you know?
Take that dwarven fist to the face.
Yeah. You don't like break his nose or anything, but you know, it looks like a pretty good hit.
And I put, I think I still have shackles.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, I put shackles on him.
Okay.
Now, I'm assuming that Dollarmatum is the only person who heard that they were still talking in private about this plan.
Yeah.
Okay, so
We're not just acting
I don't know
like a
any.
child in the corner.
So we don't know anything. Okay.
So
Yeah,
I walk
Luna's
back
just
out
playing
and
her
I
loop.
look over at Greenspell and I say, "Come on, this has to work." And he is like pulling the guy behind him. Bed chains.
Did y'all imagine forget Luna was there?
I'm just ignoring you because you're playing around. So
Well, I'm assuming that we could at least hear like that, the sound of him punching him at the very least.
Yeah, maybe. Sure.
and
Would,
you could
would
see
that be a
his blood.
passive perception? I think.
I mean, you would if you didn't see that, you would at least see at this
Heard.
point, now that he's in front of you, that he punched.
Oh,
him.
we are. We're all in the same room again. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I pulled him back out.
What did you do to him? Jeez.
I look at Grunspell and I look him in the eyes and I say, "Do you trust me?"
I think you give me no choice.
This has to work.
What? I'm
And I
gonna
kinda-
regret asking.
I kind
What's
of give
the
him
plan?
I kind of give him a look of desperation, and I don't really
Fine.
tell him anything, and just kind of start walking back up towards the entrance to the inn or whatever tavern.
Okay. Yeah. Your dwarven captive sort of follows you along. At least until you get out into the public area. He doesn't like start fighting you or anything. He just goes along with it.
Please, are we telling them what's going on? The one person that's holding them there.
What?
The bartender. What's going on?
No, I guess he doesn't need to know.
Yeah.
Something tells me that this is going to be a mission of deception, not one of honor.
Then
as you sort of exit out of the wine cellar.
I wanted to do a distraction.
Okay, yeah, go for it then.
Well, is that a performance or?
Well, what are you trying to do? Like, how are you going to distract him?
More so, I kind of just think because of Luna's age, it would work. Because mind you, she was like acting like her actual age in the cellar, and like, if none of you have noticed, she's putting up a front whenever she's out in public. So I kind of just want to see what happens if I can distract him by just Luna acting her age.
Okay, so you're just gonna like walk up to him and be like, "Oh, here's this. Look at this drawing I made."
Please. Yes, is that a deception or a performance?
I think deception. Yeah.
Please work.
Yeah. Okay.
Nice.
Easily.
Very nice.
Yeah. He sort of looks at it and he's like, "Oh, very nice drawing. I love it."
It's the same thing that parents do when they're
Yeah, exactly. He's like, "Oh yes, I'll put that up on the fridge."
He's a liar.
On the fridge.
When there's no fridge.
So yeah, you guys managed to sort of sneak out without him noticing. Some of the other patrons sort of look over at you like, what is going on over there? But they don't say anything.
Oh, bro. I don't know.
Yeah.
I can't believe that worked.
As you get out onto the street, he sort of starts putting on an act, pretending to be like fighting against you, trying to like pull on his chains, like drag his feet and everything. He's making a big show of it to pretend that he's going unwillingly.
Got it. Awesome. So I'd like to go back to the gate.
This
Okay.
plan better work. I don't like this.
You you get up to the gate and you see the same guard that is before. Mind you, it's been like probably not
Hour?
even half an hour.
Oh no.
That you've been gone, and you're walking up with a prisoner. So he's still on duty. He's still there. It's not even been 30 minutes. You walk up and he's sort of like wide-eyed.
We've
You're
brought
back.
you what you've asked.
How is that possible? We've been looking for them for months, and you've managed to capture one this quickly?
Well,
This
let's
is the
just
reason why Crown Point has us do what we do.
let's just say that sometimes what you seek lies in front of you in plain sight. Sometimes if you step away from the situation, it hides right in front of you.
Hmm. Very well. I suppose you
Let
managed
me
to
speak
capture?
to your captain, please.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. Of course.
Right away.
Yes.
Okay, I'm
He
stepping
sort
away
of
and turning off my mic because I'm trying not to laugh right now.
he sort of goes and finds the captain of the guard who returns. And he's like just as shocked as the other guy was. He's what? You managed
Sorry.
you managed to return so quickly? How is
I,
it
uh,
possible?
I throw the guy down in front of the captain's feet. We've done our part. Now you do yours.
Who is he? How'd you manage to capture him?
This is one of the many that we found.
He
The
refused to
rest
give us his name.
didn't live to tell the story. You did your own interrogating. But
I
here you are.
see.
Proof.
You managed to find a cell of them this quickly.
I
Where were they?
Not here. Others, some of them maybe we didn't get all of them. They may be watching. But
I
let's talk
see.
let's talk inside.
Where was the cell?
I look at Dollar Matsun with a look of just a gesture of confusion.
What do I say?
You're just like standing there, like does not compute. Yeah.
I think that's far ahead. Well, until you give us more information, I'll give you more information. Let us speak. We've done our side, you do yours. You're a man of your word, I assume?
Roll deception.
Dear God, I shouldn't use my...
Perception with advantage since I'm next to him. So trying to
Mm,
sell it or not.
let's see what happens
Well,
with Dollar Machim. 18.
Okay. Hey, he's fine.
Oh, thank God.
He says, very well. Take him to the dungeons. He gestures to one of the other guards. Come with me. We'll want to speak with the governor immediately. So he sort of like takes you through various halls, and you get to this like very grandiose looking building. He sort of to someone, and they run off, and then they return, and you sort of go into this large hall area. He gestures for you all to take a seat at this like long table. There's like a long hall, and you all sit down and wait for like probably a good 15 minutes before the governor finally arrives.
Are we expecting company or something? For such
No,
a
no,
large
but
this table
isn't
seems quite
officially-
large. This is quite a large table for a meeting as small as the one we are having or going to have.
This is the official place for meetings. And so in about like 15 minutes or so, the governor finally arrives. And so you finally meet Lucien Bell. Here he is.
Governor Bell, I presume.
You see this sort of like old. You see like he's got like silvery gray hair. He's wearing very rich clothes. And like a little circlet on his head. He walks into the room with a couple attendants at his side. You can tell that he has the walk of like old aristocracy, you know. He walks with a certain like air about him. So you were the ones who managed to defeat the Brothers of Waydeer. Is that true? He takes
I
a
think
seat.
you have a much larger problem on your hands than what we've solved today. But I think this blow shall last for some time.
I
My
see.
experience, they're going to have to do some recon to figure out how
Yes.
and why this happened.
I would
Yeah.
love any information that you could give me about the Brothers of Waydeer. How did you learn about their location so quickly? Surely we would love to replicate your methods.
I've been a scout for many years for the Calorian Empire. Finding the secrets is what I do.
I see. Did someone give them away?
You can speak to the barkeep at the Victorious sign. He has information.
The barkeep. Oh, interesting. This is important news. It gestures for the captain of the guard to essentially go down to the Victoria sign immediately. You see the captain of the guard leave the room. Well then,
We've solved this problem for you. Now we ask that you solve our problem for us.
yes, of course, you're here for the pirates. Is that correct?
I slide the letter from the mayor to him.
I see. From the mayor of Crown Point. Well, it's been a while since I've heard from him. How are things down there? See,
Good.
Not very good, unfortunately. Why do you think we're here?
an attack against the city. It seems
Yeah.
unlikely, doesn't it? They're just a group of pirates.
I
Surely
think we
they could-
both know. I think we both know that it goes beyond just a simple band of local band of looters and thieves.
It is true that they've become
this-
more organized in recent years.
Yes, this issue runs deep.
To think that they would be bold enough to attack a city outright, unthinkable.
I agree. It is quite a bold plan,
The
but
depths of the
and
pirates go much deeper than you'd imagine.
we've had our fair share of encounters with many numbers of pirates, and needless to say, every battle we learn something more, and this plot just gets deeper and deeper. I fear that the entire country may be in danger, that there's something big going on
Indeed.
beneath the surface. From our brother or our friend here that you had, all he could tell us was that there are multiple cells across this city. He refused to divulge where and who were the ones running them.
Well, our torturer should be able to produce that information. Very well. I suppose with the Brothers of Waydeer perhaps being handled, as you say, and with you giving us such great information on them, we could perhaps spare a few guards to the city of Crown Point. I have no wish to see these pirates succeed, you understand?
Of course, sir. We mean no disrespect, but if our intelligence is to be taken as it is, I think we may need more than just a few men.
What has brought you to this conclusion? Why do you suspect that they're attacking Crown Point anyway?
Well, needless to say, much like the Key, we've had our fair share of troubles with the pirates. And all of the pirates that we've brought into custody have been suspiciously tight-lipped about their dealings. Most of these simple types are usually easily swayed by fear, or at the very least, gold. But from what we've heard from our folks at Crown Point, it seems that nothing will loosen their tongues. If anything, we witnessed one that straight up killed himself before he gave up any information.
Truly. That is
Indeed.
strange.
Yes. Something troubling about all this.
I'm sure you understand, we are in currently quite a precarious situation. Not just here in Rugia, but across the Empire.
Indeed.
If there were some great enemy, some unknown foe who was building strength to attack us, it could potentially bring about the entire collapse, as you say. Hmm. Very well. We shall dispatch some guards to Crown Point. As many as we can spare.
Thank you,
I've made
sir.
my decision.
Thank you. We appreciate your patience and your understanding in this issue.
Yes.
When would you say we'd expect troops to land on Crown Point?
He sort of pauses and thinks for a moment. Well, it will take at least a day for them to even arrive, were they to sail at this very moment. And I expect only one further day for them to prepare the journey. So they could probably arrive by 2 days from now, I would expect.
I think that would be wise.
I pray that will be enough time. We are presented with an air of uncertainty. The intelligence we've gathered has given us neither size nor timeline as to what. All we know is that something is coming, and we just wish to be well prepared for when they come.
Are we certain about this? What if this is a ploy by the pirates? What if they expected you to find out this information and are using it to direct troops away from the key, and their true target is to attack here? We are the more valuable target, after all.
Question.
This was information that, I assure you, they did not expect for us to come across.
Given that the person who we got this information from gave his life to prevent further intelligence from falling into our hands, I don't believe that they intended for us to find this, let alone their main base of one of the bases of operation.
I see. Very well. I'll send some troops immediately.
Very well.
Was there anything else?
Thank you, sir. We will speak kindly of you to our mayor, and if the key ever finds itself in need of aid, I will talk to the mayor and I will suggest that he send help post haste.
Of course.
We seem to have a common enemy.
Pirates are no friend to any civilization. That much is true.
Yes. Tell me, I do have one other question. I'm not sure if you were informed, but we were attacked by a group of pirates on our way in, and we were told that they were in your custody. Are they?
Yes.
Do we know if these are the same brothers of Waydeer that you have had the misfortune of dealing with?
No, I believe that they are a different group. Seems that the pirates and the Brothers of Waydeer aren't associated. We had suspected that they were operating separately for a long time, but capturing such a large quantity of pirates seems many of them were able to confirm what we already suspected to be true.
An unfortunate coincidence, I suppose.
Well, I'm not sure that I would say that it's a coincidence, but it is unfortunate.
Yes, well, thank you, sir.
Yes, very well. And he, with that, he sort of gets up and he leaves.
Well then.
You sort of have like an attendant who's left with you, who says, "Okay, very well. You follow me this way. I'll escort you out of the palace."
May I ask a question of you?
Yes, of course.
What is to become of the prisoner? I'm not familiar with of this particular area and how the Empire deals with its enemies, if you will.
I see.
Yes,
well,
I'm just a simple fisherman.
We deal with our own. We deal with our own legal issues here, separately from the way the Empire handles them. I'm not sure how they handle them up in the capital or the other areas of the Empire, but here in Rugia, we have our own way. We believe that every prisoner, every person convicted of any crime ought to be given a fair trial. Most likely, since you were the ones that captured him, and, well, assuming you speak the truth, and assuming we manage to get a confession out of him, he will most certainly be put to death. But he'll be given a fair trial first.
Alright, show us our way out. Thank you.
And he sort of leads you back out of the castle. There you go.
I lean over to the green spell out of your sight, or your, I don't know, anybody. And
Sure.
we must make our way back to Crown Point immediately.
I agree. There's something about this place that I don't like. Well, I disagree with the methods that your kin use. I can't
Let's
help
make our
but
way
feel.
hastily before things change here.
Yes, I do not. Yes, I do not wish for your friend to die, but well,
You
let us
don't
hope that your.
understand the ways of the way, dear.
Yes, unfortunately,
You should be. You could easily empathize. I assume.
I could.
You've seen the type.
I suppose.
You would hear the stories that happened in my home.
Perhaps you can.
Discuss with this empire.
Perhaps you can. I'm fairly. This is my first time leaving my my colony, if you will, back on Crown Point, and I'm not very familiar with the plights of your people. So perhaps on the way back, you can enlighten me with some of the tales of your past.
Luna's
I am, if
listening
nothing
to
else,
this
willing to listen.
conversation. I hope you know this.
It'd be good to share some of it, I believe.
Yes.
You seem like you'll be around for a while, Greenspell.
What would you be without me? Anyway, we'll get some ale for
my own money and navigating my own way, as I always have.
Well done.
That is probably
I suppose.
true.
Let's just say our interests align for now, if for no other reason.
Greenspell, that I do. So I want to like rush back to our boat and like try to get out of here. ASAP.
Okay, cool.
All right.
Gamespot, do you want me to put you on
Sure.
my shoulder?
So you guys are all headed back to the boat straight away?
Sure.
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay.
Head back to port.
So, yep, your boat is still there. The captain's sort of been waiting for you.
When you say
And if
captain,
you-
I'm assuming it's not Dollar Matsu.
Yeah, the
actual
guy who was
captain.
the actual captain. Yeah, he's been waiting for you. And so as soon as you guys are ready to leave, you can leave.
Captain, sir.
Immediately.
Yes.
Have the preparations been made to set sail?
We started preparing as soon as you left. We've been ready for a
Very
while.
good. Very good. Then let's go. We make our way for Crown Point post haste.
Very well.
Our business here is done.
All right, so you guys leave the key.
Is Don Mantram going to be telling stories about his
Here we
home?
go.
Because if so,
So you guys
Luna is
start
listening
heading
and is just,
back
like,
towards
writing
Crown Point.
notes.
You'll have about a day's journey before you manage to reach the city again.
Okay.
Is anything you guys want to do on your way?
I guess we'll do some more. I guess I'll do some more reading to improve my intelligence.
I'd like to sit down with
Is Don
Greenspell and go
Mantram
over
telling
all the
stories
details.
about his home? Because if
That
so,
too.
Luna wants to write notes about it. If that's okay.
Greenspo, you're trying to increase your intelligence, right?
Yeah. So yeah, I'll just roll that
Roll intelligence.
first.
Yeah.
19.
What?
19.
Is,
Okay.
is,
Cool.
is Don Mantram going to
Yes, and
do what he said he
and
was
then
going
at
to
the
do?
same time, I'm assuming for more than a day, I'll also listen to Dollar Matum's stories. I'm not sure if you want to go into a full-winded. I'm not sure if you want to like just send me a document or if you want to actually go through the whole thing. I don't know how long or how much you had prepared.
I'll do a little role playing, but I don't have
Sure.
a whole lot.
No,
I don't know how much you have prepared either. I'm curious to hear it.
Yeah, so let's hear what you have to say.
Is that a history check?
This is all pretty much.
Is this an increase of history?
Just improvise.
Is this an increase of history?
I
by the
agree,
way?
Spell. Way dear. Is north? That's what? It's east, northeast.
Yeah, I would. It's like roughly northeast.
Like up in the mountains.
It's up in.
It's above Quiet Bay, right?
It is above. Yes, I mean, well, I would say the empire used to stretch down to Quiet Bay, But these
Yeah.
days, it's north of 9 and 12 on the map. Basically, they're like mountain. The mountain range stretches up north of that, and that's kind of where Weidier is. It's sort of
I
north off
probably
the map.
should state.
I
I should
far
probably
north.
should. I
There lied
probably
our
should
kingdom.
state.
Way there.
I probably should state
It was
Dragonlance is
beautiful.
kind of right here.
Known as providing the area with rich ores and dwarven makings and very wealthy dwarven kingdom. Or mostly we kept to ourselves, enjoyed what we did day to day, worked hard, earned what we had, developed a kingdom. But as this empire rose to power, they began on their conquests of the Gold Sea and surrounding areas. They pillaged Wadir in search of controlling its ore production, using it to their advantage. I had a beautiful wife and 5 children, one of which my eldest son, who was going to be a great miner, is catching on very quickly. They were slaughtered by the Colorian Empire right before my very eyes. Friends pillaged, families wasted, homes burned to the ground. They spared me because of my skills, and they forced me into servitude. There's a lot of those who left at Wayadir. They forced me to become a scout for the Imperial Army and sent me far, far west, to lands I've never been before. It was terrible what they've done to Wayadir. Families and society squandered. But this is why some dwarves wish to restore what we once had. That was grossly taken from us.
They came with no warning, no talks of peace or of partnership. They just came and slaughtered you or slaughtered your family and your people mindlessly.
One thing I've learned about this Calorian Empire is that domination control is their number one objective. Little time for talk, very much time for action. Unfortunately, I've been a part of many conquests into the West, seeing other homes and civilizations burned to the ground and families broken apart. There's a lot of blood in the name of the Calorian Empire, but we must do what we must. There's always a mission to complete.
So then, how did you escape your servitude?
Well, after 10 years of servitude, they had no more use for me. Seems as though they've navigated the lands that they needed to, and they need a Dwarven scout anymore. So they forcefully discharged me from the army. And I found my way.
I thought they
all
would
the
have
way down
executed
here.
you, given what you know and what you have seen.
No. They do have at least a little bit of honor if you do serve as I did. And help them navigate to lands that they so desperately needed to conquer. They seem to be okay with just throwing me to the side.
That is quite the tale you've told us. I had no idea. I offer my condolences to you and your family.
Their honor is not in vain. I believe the ancestors smile upon them and welcome into the glory home. I shall see them one day.
It's a very touching story.
The Glorian
I hope
Empire is not as innocent as you might have thought.
No, it isn't.
you must excuse my naivete. I've lived my life more or less isolated in the woods and in my village, hunting, praying, fishing, occasionally going out into the local towns and trading. But most of my life I've been spent, well,
Shelter.
alone, if you not alone, but outside of our people, the small group of
Trevor.
priests and other worshippers. It's sort of a closed community, if you will. We were
I've
never
seen a
really
lot.
learned. Yes, we were never really taught about the outside world. They figured we were never really told. While they never said we were forced to stay, nobody ever expressed a desire to leave.
Why would you? It's a dark, dark place, this empire.
Yes.
These lands are full of blood and
Yes.
conquered.
It is unfortunate that in our travels together we've seen nothing but destruction, murder, and crime and wrongdoings abound. I came on this journey hoping to find something, to find out about this world, and to spread the goodwill of my God and my people. But I fear that my goodwill will only go so far, and that the true evil of this world is not one that can be diminished solely through generosity and charity.
You must play your hand correctly, Greenspell.
Yes.
We will continue on with the missions we are told until
Indeed.
the day that our eyes close forever.
Or until our services are no longer required.
And
I'm
then,
not sure about.
Delagar comes over and like
Makes like a
licks me or
winny,
something.
like a whine sound, like a
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
sad
I
wolf.
like reach up and kind of pet his face if he'll let me, and
Animal
say,
hand. I'm assuming
I
you've
had
more
a-
than pat.
I had a dire wolf like this back at home. Raised him from a little cub,
Little pup.
but he too was slaughtered by the Glorian Empire, as well as the rest of them in the region.
For their fur, I take it.
For their blood.
Really? Is there something special about direwolf blood?
I've never used it, but I'm assuming it has something to do, some magical properties or something of the other.
Hmm.
I'm not a chemist or an alchemist myself.
Perhaps MacGuffin may know something.
But just keep in mind, the Glorian Empire's interests are not for you or I, or anyone else in this empire. It is for the wealth of the king, or the emperor. Whatever his title is now these days.
So the queen was right. The emperor's a bad man.
All right. Awesome. So you guys sort of spend the day talking about your stories of the empire, stories of the past, and also
Luna is from the
Greenspell does some
Dragonlands.
reading
He does not
on the
have
side.
stories of the empire.
And before you know it, you're sort of back in Crown Point. And I think we're actually going to take a short break. Now's a good time to take a break, I think.
Yeah.
Intermission.
Crown Point, home.
Crown Point has become the main characters of home, honestly.
I feel like I'm doing
Oh,
pretty good making that up on the fly.
Yeah, it was fine.
I think it was
I mean, it's
obvious.
kind of hard to write a whole backstory with just on the top of your head. I'm not much of a storyteller myself, so half the time I'm talking, I don't know what I'm saying. Stumbling over my own words.
But that's pretty much the gist.
Yep.
I would like to point this out that this is Luna's first time within the Empire, because the Dragonlands are not ran by the Empire. So now I'm a little worried. We have 30 minutes until he's here. We have 30 minutes until he's here. Okay. How long was my mic off?
The entire time, pretty much.
I forgot to unmute myself. Damn it. I'm just having you guys know, Luna was writing like notes of, she wasn't like writing the personal stuff because she felt that was a bit
insensitive,
yeah. But she did like write notes about what was like history about it. And also, Luna's not from the Empire at all, so I'm kind of hoping that the Dragonlands don't, like, there's not a part of this game where the Dragonlands get attacked. That one as well.
Write that down. Write that down.
Don't know.
It is really sad. It is really sad what they did to the Waydeer Empire, though. Yeah. Savage.
Yeah. By the way, whenever Luna mentions,
now you guys understand why Dollar Mountain is the way he is.
Yes, I do.
There's a big reason.
By the way, I don't know how to send the Queen's info sheet to you guys. Otherwise, I would have done that. So.
What queen are you talking about?
I have no idea what you're talking.
So Dragonland, the Dragon Queen, yeah. I have her created and stuff, but
is that what that Google Doc is?
That is the Dragonland history.
Oh well, none of us have access to that.
How the frick do you not have access to it? That's why I sent it.
Request access or switch to an account with access.
Oh, okay. Damn it. That's.
I mean, I don't know. You just have to change the permission.
I'm gonna try to change the permissions because I legitimately put that there so that way.
Excuse me. Sorry.
Okay, I'm back.
Welcome back.
Okay, cool. Okay.
It should now be done. You should now be able to access the link now.
There we go.
That is the Dragonland history.
Work in progress, I assume?
Yeah.
Okay.
But that is the basics of it. Pretty much.
Okay. Neat.
Yeah, you guys will probably end up going there at some point, I imagine.
Please, the Dragonlands are not owned by the Empire, so I'm a little bit concerned.
Why?
Because I feel like if we go there, it's going to be under attack.
Yeah, probably not. I mean, that's a good idea, though. I like that idea.
I was gonna say, as far as I know, I think the Korean Empire isn't expanding at the moment.
Yeah, there is sort of on the verge of collapsing in on itself, I would say. More than anything.
Question Question: does the Empire, while it's on almost collapsing, want to fight off dragons?
No, I wouldn't think so. But you know,
Much less a warrior queen who has history with battle, who is also a healer, a cleric.
Who knows? It could be under attack by another empire.
Sure.
yeah, it's true. I mean, it's possible that you could be there to help them, or even just to talk with the Dragon Empire to help them, to ask them for help.
It's not an empire.
Or I mean, the Dragon Kingdom, or
It's legitimately. It's more of just a kingdom now.
The Dragon Territory.
yes, the Dragon Country, Dragonland.
Also, if you saw me like
Dragon
blinging
tails.
my
Dragon
pinging,
tails.
if you saw my pinging, is that what it's called in the
You
game?
have your little thing. Oh, sure.
Like the ping, like
Oh, yeah.
if you saw it where I clicked on it on the map,
Yep.
that was pretty much where I was saying, like, just imagine for the Dragonlands mountains. It is
Cool.
big mountains.
Oh yes, I would think so. Yeah, I mean that makes sense. I guess
Well-
Dollar Machem would be right at home there then.
Yes. Little did we know that they eat dwarves.
No, they don't.
Oh,
No, they don't.
that is what they say.
That's what
about
the legends
Dragonborn.
say.
Yeah.
Lena is
They
from there.
eat
Has she tried
dwarves
to
and other
eat him?
small creatures.
Has
Oh,
Lena
that's
tried
funny.
to eat Dalmantrum?
I did say it was a legend. I never said it was true. I'm also joking, so no.
I don't know. I mean, who knows what Luna gets up to in the middle of the night? You know, Dollar Machem has never said anything, but you know, it's possible. Who knows?
Well
All right.
then. I'm assuming by the time we get back, it's the next day, right?
Yes, the next day.
Do we
Would
need
you
to
say it's
Do we need to take a long
let's-
break or no?
No, I should.
Like
we had a long rest?
Yeah, you had a long
yeah.
rest already.
We haven't had any combat, so I don't think we would need to. Anyway.
No, yeah, you wouldn't need to. Let's see. It's the next day, so I need to mark that off in the calendar before I forget.
What day are
I
we on
am
anyways?
surprised that
Day
worked as well as it did.
Day 3.
I continue to
24 hours
surprise
remain.
myself.
We are on day
Yes,
4?
it's it's been. Let's see, you're on the 6th of Ardios.
Ooh.
So it's been 5 days since. Well, actually, 4 days since you started the game, but you started on the 1st. No, 5 days since you started.
Dang, we've gotten a lot done in 5 days.
That's always how these campaigns go.
Yeah.
It-
But we have been nonstop.
yeah,
Day and
exactly. It's like unreasonable amounts of stuff that you can do in a single day in a D&D campaign, but that's just kind of how it
Yeah,
That's
flies.
just how stuff works.
Who knows? In
Yeah,
this world, the days could be a lot longer than days here.
No, they're
Yes,
not.
we're not playing in real time.
No, this is real time. Yeah.
No, I'm
No,
saying
I mean,
it's-
Like our
Their
days are 24
are-
hours, but their days
are-
there in this world could be longer.
Their days are 4 hours long. Yeah. It's
Well-
real time. Every second you waste is
it's another second. Well,
Yeah,
and that
no.
means back to
Every
the
second in our time is an hour in their time.
Yes, exactly. I've been keeping track the whole time. No.
back to our regularly scheduled programming, I guess.
Also, I should let you know, Dollar Machem, is that there's no empire. There is no emperor, not anymore.
Oh,
Yes, the emperors were run out of the empire a long time ago. And
Okay.
now there's like there was like this old elected office that like all the old rich people got together and they would choose someone amongst themselves to like advise the king. And then one day, like a few hundred years ago, the advisors ran out the last of the kings, and they've been ruling ever since. They call them the Council of Fathers.
This isn't a ripoff of Dune, is it?
I've actually never seen Dune.
Because that's like exactly the story of Dune.
yeah,
Is
kind
there-
of. But there's
I
an
can tell
emperor
you-
in Dune now.
Yeah, I'm kidding.
I've never seen Dune, but if they're ripping it off, then we're
No,
probably
you're not. I'm
We're-
I'm joking. It's not. But it's
we're
it's
probably
it's very familiar
There are
We're
We're
some
probably
Hmm.
we're both ripping it off from the same source, no doubt, because and it's similar to what happened with the Roman Empire, so that's probably where they got their inspiration from.
Oh yeah, nothing's ever original. Just a continual cycling of ideas.
I can tell you that's
Well,
where I
I
got
don't-
my idea from.
would would I
Okay.
know that though, or
You
because
would know,
my
yes.
information probably would have stopped? It was during when I served.
It was before you served, even.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I mean,
Okay,
it was
that's-
probably like at least a few hundred years before you were even born, probably. I mean, how
Okay.
old are you? Like 50?
Yeah, about
40?
that.
Yeah, I mean, it was probably at least a few hundred years before you were even born, so
Okay.
been
So
several
just scratch
several
that and say
centuries.
that I said anything about the emperor
Yes.
to these guys.
You got to get the politics right.
I do have to get the politics right.
For when you guys get involved and then you become the new emperor.
I have a
Oh, God.
question. Does Luna draw? I've realized that Luna draws a lot.
Mhm.
Does that do anything for skills? Or no?
I don't think the drawing is like a skill in this game, really.
Okay.
I
just wanted to make
You
sure.
mean like for ability points? You mean
Yeah.
maybe dexterity?
Oh, yeah, I mean, if you want. But I would say, generally, that's like, it's going to take, like, you have to have downtime. Just doing it, spending like 10 minutes here or there, like, just doing it, like, in the cellar, that's not going to count, really.
True.
It would have to be, you have to do it, like, during downtime. So, like, if you have, like, a free day, you can spend that time drawing, and that'll improve your dexterity. But if you just do it like in the middle of the adventure for like 5 minutes, that's not gonna count towards your dexterity. I mean, you can still make a drawing, but it won't count towards your dexterity, basically.
Okay. I just figured to ask because Luna does like I think that's kind of just starting slowly but surely as I'm playing the character. Slowly but surely just becoming a pastime for her.
Yeah, it seems to be. Okay, so you guys pull back into the familiar harbor of Crown Point. You've been here many times. Where are you guys gonna be headed to?
Well, we should probably inform the mayor of our
Yeah,
travels.
for sure.
What time even is it?
I'm assuming it's probably like either like noon or like early or late morning. Since we
Yeah.
left the town probably around evening, and it took about a day's travel. Maybe I don't know. I'm just spitballing here, like 18 hours travel. So it's probably
Yes, I think that's pretty much exactly right. You guys left like late afternoon or something, so it would
Yeah.
probably be
like 9 or 10 o'clock or so.
yeah, somewhere in that range.
I'm just throwing out numbers. If you want to, you're the boss.
And I think that's about the right range. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we'd go straight to the mayor's office. Or at least to the
Alright.
captain's office.
Yes.
Oh yeah. Do you want to go to Captain Elias or to the mayor? Who do you see?
Captain Elias, I think.
Okay.
So
Well, it doesn't matter because they're both in his office right now. When you obviously the people who here in Crown Point, they've started to kind of recognize you now. So they just let you through. They don't even bother stopping you or anything. And you walk straight up into the office of Captain Elias, and in there you see both Captain Elias and the mayor, and it looks like neither of them have gotten very much sleep. They've been in here trying to organize the defense of the city and prepare for the attack. So they've been very busy. As you walk in, Captain Elias sort of looks over to you and he says, "Bad news, is it?"
Not all the way. The governor's agreed to send troops. He said 2 days' time.
That's unbelievable. I can't believe that the governor would do that. How did you convince him?
We have our ways.
Well, you certainly are effective, I'll give you that.
Hmm.
We've been watching the pirates as best we can, monitoring their movements, but it seems like they've recalled all their ships. There have been no recent pirate attacks in the past few days.
Well
None at
then,
all.
that's a
Aye,
good
the
None of
sign.
us
calm before
like
the
that.
storm.
Tell me, Mayor, and Captain as well. Are you familiar at all with the Brothers of Waydeer? Is the name familiar?
They sort of look at each other and they look back at you. And Captain Elias answers, "We've had some minor dealings with them. They don't have a major presence here in Crown Point, though. I've heard that they've been quite the thorn in the governor's side."
Yes, let's just say that we crossed paths with some of them.
You don't say.
Yes.
Well,
From what it seems, they are very well funded and armed, and are a real threat to the key.
the mayor sort of speaks up. "I don't find that surprising. You see, the Empire has gathered many enemies over its years. I suspect that the Brothers of Wadier are getting funding not just from dwarves, but from disgruntled nobles and the like as well. There are those, even here in Rugia, who wish to see the Empire dissolved and for us to return to our own ways, back like how it was in the old days when Rugi was independent. I'm not sure that such a thing is possible, but, well, it does sound nice, doesn't it? So there are some nobles who I'm sure support the brothers. I suppose that their goals are aligned in some way.
Aye.
And
Nevertheless, looks like you've been preparing defenses for the city.
yes, of course, that's all we've been doing for the past.
May we
What have
may
you
we
come
take
up
a
with?
look? Yes, may we take a look?
Yes, of
Perhaps
course.
we could provide some insight.
The main issue is that we're not totally sure where the pirates will be attacking from. We don't have any idea if they have any presence in the city. I mean, we know for sure that they had at least that one agent who was working in the city who you were able to eliminate. It's possible that they have others who are laying low, or they might sneak in some people into the city in the lead up before the attack. We've been searching every ship that enters into the harbor, but you can't catch them all. It's just impossible.
Of course.
The other thing is, we don't know, will they be attacking by land or by sea? Will they land their armies and then march onto the wall? Or will they try and attack at the harbor? It's impossible to know for sure, but if they attack the wall, it seems that we would be able to better defend ourselves.
Yes.
The harbor has no real defenses. There are no walls. It would be easy for them to attack.
Yes. I'm no tactician, but if they are skilled mariners, then it would seem an attack by sea would be the most obvious choice.
Yes, of course.
It
As
is
you
both.
as
It,
as you point out on the map, it is also possible for them to sail up the river and completely negate the purpose of the walls.
well then,
I recommend you set several rings of protection, each an increasing defense
Of course.
surrounding this capital.
yes.
The city.
Perhaps an embargo would be an effective tool. I've read about these in my studies.
Yes,
Called an invincible wall of ships.
in the past we have done such things when a city was under attack. Well, not we, of course, but our ancestors long ago. Previous attacks against the city have managed to they managed to block off the river by building a wall of boats, as you say. It would be possible, of course. The harbor would be more difficult to defend, but we could potentially put some mines in the water, fill them with explosives, magical alchemical fire or some sort of thing. We'd been speaking with all of the alchemists in the city to try and develop such a method, but we will certainly not be able to take out all of their ships that way.
Well,
Build a wall down the side of it.
our goal is deterrence, not annihilation.
True. If we can get their forces to rout, there's no need to destroy them all.
Indeed.
In fact, it may serve our purposes if we don't destroy all their forces. After all, if we follow them as they rout, no doubt they'll return back to their base. At least some of them will. That'll lead us right to their home. From there, we could then launch an attack of our own, seize the opportunity, and destroy them before they have time to regroup.
Like a fish on a line.
Precisely. This is what we're hoping to accomplish, but it won't be easy.
Well,
I think
indeed.
it'd be wise, Mayor, to evacuate the road of houses right along the harbor, in case things do get out of hand.
Of course,
Block the roadways in between.
we'll send most of our troops down to that area, since it's the most undefended of the city. And in addition, any civilian who wishes to enter into the castle may do so. We have enough space for everyone, just not enough food to last for a prolonged siege, you see. So if they manage to completely overwhelm the city, I'm afraid the castle won't hold out for long. Although it is walled on all sides, and we could take in the entire population, well, we have no food for them. So we must hold the city. That is our option.
Hmm.
But with the governor's troops, it seems to me like that should be an easy task.
Let's hope so.
Let's hope the governor holds true to his word.
Yes, I got a bit of let's just say the governor was an interesting character, to say the least.
Mm.
And the key was not, let's just say I wasn't particularly comfortable with our dealings there, like I have been in the past.
The mayor sort of looks over at you and he says, "Well, I'm quite sure that I've had many dealings with the governor before. I know him quite well, and I can say that the reason he doesn't want to give us troops is simply just that he's been dealing with issues of his own. I'm sure he means no ill will towards us, but things are quite precarious right now. Not just in the Key, not just here in Crown Point, but across the Empire. I'm sure he doesn't want to spread his troops far and wide. And, well, to be honest, I'm sure he doesn't want to send his troops west when he feels that he needs to keep his troops more in the east. I suppose you know what I mean. Well,
unfortunately so.
I'm grateful that you're able to convince him to send troops. That will aid us greatly.
Yes, it wasn't easy, I'll tell you that much.
As you say, we've been trying to set up a barrier along the harbor, a secondary wall. We've been chopping down trees, bringing in to create a wooden palisade, and create whatever sort of defenses that we can in this sort of ad hoc way. But I personally am sort of surprised that the pirates did even do such a thing, take such a risky action. I mean, our troops are better equipped, more well trained. I'm not sure what they hope to accomplish here.
For some of them, I'm sure it's not a question of logic or reason. It's a matter of pride.
Perhaps, but it seems that it must
I
have been
think the
planned
roots
ahead
of these pirates are deeper into the ground than we originally assumed. Seems we are uncovering something much greater than we thought.
Yes.
The power of these pirates is not to be underestimated.
Perhaps you're right. Well,
We
that
should
leaves the
prepare for the
question
worst.
of that leaves the question of your role in all of this. During the attack, where will you be?
Where would you like us to position ourselves?
Well, it's difficult to say. I'm not sure how the battle will progress.
Well,
As we say, we're still not certain whether they will attack directly through the harbor or whether they have sort of planted people in the city who could potentially cause chaos. And if so, perhaps it would be best for you to deal with them rather than heading straight to the front lines.
We will do what's necessary to protect Crown Point.
And one more thing. Whenever they do attack, and when we repel them, as we hope we will, it is our expectation that you will be the ones to follow them back to their base. You were able to destroy their other base completely on your own, so I have high hopes for you.
My oh my, Mayor. What would thou do without us?
Indeed. It is true that we've come to rely on you. You have been a valuable asset to us. The citizens of Crown Point are in your debt, no doubt.
well,
Yes,
let us not be too
still
hasty.
expecting our payment for this last adventure.
Of course, yes. Speak with the quartermaster. I'm sure that he'd be willing to pay you and provide you with any equipment you need in preparation for the assault. If there's anything that you'd like to add and help us for our preparation for the assault, it would be most welcome.
Luna just tells
Hold
Greenspell
up.
if he's going to the one place to take her payment and just go. I can't think of what it's called.
The temple.
The temple to take her payment and just go to take it with him.
I'm not sure yet. Actually, I have a plan that may be able to help us. Something maybe. I will need to speak to Milo about this first. I do need to consult.
I'd like to go to the
He's been a good friend.
Okay.
Ooh.
For whatever reason, I can't load the map for Rugia. Can you load it again real quick? Just pop it in there. I just need to look at like 10 seconds.
This map?
Yes. Yeah, you can go back. You can go back now. Yeah.
Dollar Martin, you said you're going to the quartermaster?
Yeah.
Okay. Anyone else want to join him?
What are we doing right?
Yes.
Going to quartermaster to get your payment for the day's work.
So I think Gantris is sort of what should we say? I think you were he was on the ship with you guys, wasn't he? Yeah, he was.
Yes.
So I think you took like some severe injuries or something, and so you've sort of been like out of the count for the past day, but now you're back up on your feet, and you sort of go join the other guys as they leave the mayor's office.
Whoa. Way too long to cure, but now it is time. I'm fully healed, and back in the battle. I need to recommute back with my friends, back quartermasters to earn my pay for this drastic adventure sailing we had ran into. So, and then I joined back.
So you meet up with Dollar Martin is at the quartermaster. Anyone else, or have you guys?
Luna's with the quartermaster, but she's more just grabbing her coin and then giving it to Greenspell. So.
Okay, cool. So you guys all reunite at the quartermaster's office. He gives you your pay. It's a total of what would it be? Let's see. He sees that MacGuffin's not with you. So he gives you just 200 gold pieces.
Per person or
total?
Oh, okay.
Split amongst us evenly.
Yeah.
Luna gives her.
So that would be fit.
Luna gives hers to Greenspell.
You get 50.
Yes,
50 a
Yeah,
person.
each.
So Greenspell got 100 more.
50 more, but yes.
No, Luna gave her the Greenspell. Remember?
Yeah, so we each got 50, so I got 100 total.
Yeah.
Yes.
You said 100 more. So that's not.
Oh, okay.
Never mind.
Sorry, my bad.
Okay, no worries. All right,
And,
well then.
I meant that like in total.
you see,
Looking pretty wealthy.
Gantuus, who's been absent for the adventure so far today, who meets up with you guys.
I put my hand across chest and send my welcome to the rest of the group.
Interest.
Feels good to be back.
It's good to see you up on your feet again.
Yes,
We already lost you on that voyage.
it was quite the battle we had
Yes.
got into, and I did take good hits, but Gantu
Yes, you took
never
quite a
down.
few arrows.
Yes, to the face, but Gantuous camp not. Be.
All right.
Well, interest. We shall prepare for battle.
Prepared, I always am. Where is it now that we are going?
Here. We need to
Well-
fortify the city.
I'd like to speak with the mayor actually about one more thing,
Okay.
if that's okay. Pardon me for a minute.
Yes. Mr. Greenspell, was it? What can I do for you?
Yes, I know earlier we talked about our lack of food. So, if we ever were to, maybe it would not be prudent to seek out allies in other areas on the island. Okay, what can you tell me about the Copper Islands? I saw on a map there's some settlements up that way. If this pirate attack is as insurmountable as we fear, we may need all the help we can get.
Yes. Copper Island. There's a small settlement there, Patina Cove. Smaller than Crown Point, but there are certainly a few thousand people there. It's possible that they could send us some aid.
Yes, and I believe there was also a settlement to the west. Not quite to the key, but in between the two.
Oh yes, Bluff Bay. That's true.
Have we had dealings with them?
I don't know if you've ever been there before, but I've never sent you there.
Of course. That's what I mean, kind sir. I've never been there. But have you, or any of your men?
I can't say that I have, but I am familiar with it. It's a relatively small settlement, like I say, smaller than Crown Point. Similar to Patina Cove in size, though perhaps slightly larger. Patina Cove is more of a mining town. The island is rich in copper, thus the name. And Bluff Bay is more of a fishing village. Though its vicinity to the quay has made it a somewhat popular destination for people passing through on their way to the quay. So they do get some trade passing through there. It is possible that we could request aid. I'm sure that they would be willing to grant it to us.
Well, if with your permission, good sir, I'd like to go out and visit these settlements and see if they would not be willing to offer us some mutual aid.
Of course, yes. They since they're smaller settlements, they don't really have a permanent guard, I suppose.
Well,
but they could offer us a levy.
Yes, it seems that our issue is not soldiers, but in our provisions. As you've said, your military is more than skilled and capable. It is not so much that what we're concerned about, but if the people were to be displaced and they would be starving before they would be killed by the pirates.
It's true.
If you gather my meaning.
Indeed. That is a good idea. In fact, you should head to Shoretide as well. Shoretide is a fishing village.
Yes.
They're meager in their means, but I'm sure that they do have some food that they could give us.
Yes,
And you've had dealings with them in the past, haven't you?
Yes, we have. We've had positive dealings with them in the past, so hopefully they will come to our aid.
Yes, very well. Seems like a good idea to me. I will authorize such a mission and provide you with a ship.
Thank you, sir. May your gods grace you with success.
And may the gods watch over you.
Thank you, sir. I will inform the rest of the group.
Very well.
Hopefully they will take this assignment well.
All right.
All right,
So
well,
you sort of leave the mayor's office and
Yep.
where are you headed to next?
where's the rest of the group?
I don't know. Where are you guys?
Yeah. Are you guys still at the quartermaster?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think
I'm gonna jeweler or apothecary that
Luna's kind of just
thing.
like setting on the ground.
Okay.
Like
Does
she's
apothecary
she's kind of like over on one of the islands right over here.
Like over on the river delta?
Like yeah, like over here,
Just chilling?
just chilling.
All right. Okay, well, what's Dollar Matu?
I'm at the quartermaster.
Okay.
does
Yes.
does
Alright.
apothecary enchant? Or is it the jeweler?
It would be.
Knife?
I think that the jeweler might do enchanting, but I think neither one of them probably do enchanting very much. The jeweler might be able to do it, but the apothecary probably wouldn't. They do like potions and stuff mainly.
They
I'll
do
check-
machines.
I'll check out Ganchus takes a trip to the jeweler.
All right.
Master Dwarf, may I have a word with you? I'm gesturing to Dollar Matu.
Dollar Mountain does not answer at all to that.
Ugh. Excuse me, Dollar Mot.
Aye. Green spell.
I take it you do not care for the title of Master Dwarf.
Me, master. Ha. It's laughable.
Very well, Dollar Matu. We have our next assignment, although may not quite be what we're used to. And, we have been sent on a diplomatic mission, if you will, to secure aid for our town, for the town.
Perhaps this is a mission for yourself and perhaps Luna and old MacGuffin if he's feeling up to it. I think that Marcel and Gentry should stay to prepare the city.
Very well, then. I wish you the best of luck in your endeavor, then.
Hope to see you again, Greenspell.
I'm sure we will. All right. I will go inform the others, then. We'll see if anyone else will join me in this mission.
I already told you where Luna is.
Okay, well, MacGuffin's, he has a little, I knock on his door, but then it's open, but I hear a noise in his house, and there's a sock on the door, and you hear a noise, but that sounds vaguely human, but isn't quite. So I close the door and just walk away.
Oh God.
Okay. Well, that was.
Go ahead.
Oh, that's something I never want to see again. Go find Luna.
Gantus enters the jewelers.
You guys do your thing.
Okay. So the jeweler welcomes you as you enter.
Hello, my
Hello,
good sir.
hello, kind sir. What can I do for you today?
Hello, my good sir. Was hearing that you might possibly be able to set some kind of enchantments on this gold ring acquired. Is there any possibilities for maybe a price potentially?
Uh, perhaps. What sort of enchantment was it that you were looking for?
Maybe a enchantment of protection or strength.
Ah, Ring of Protection. Yes. Well, that is something that's possible, but it would be quite expensive, I think, and it would take some time. You must understand.
Oh, indeed.
And he sort of, may I? And he sort of like gestures for the ring.
And pull out my gold ring. Hand it to him. It's a fine piece of gold that I really I guess care for it. So
Okay.
please be careful. I would like it back with no
He sort of
scratch.
like he like pulls out a little white glove that he puts on before he picks it up.
Fancy.
And he
You
sort of
are
like he sort of takes it out and looks at it. Yes, I believe it would be possible to enchant an item such as this. But it would take me at least a week. Yes, I believe so. I would need to procure the necessary ingredients and prepare the necessary spells. It would take 2,500 gold pieces. That would be my price.
just cough up. Oh, damn, the prices. Greedy.
Oh, you must
Oh,
understand, sir. It's quite a difficult procedure.
Oh, take. Maybe I can give you a pumpkin. And do I get a persuasion roll maybe?
Pumpkin.
Or
I
something.
I don't think there's
Oh
a
no, I used my last piece of pumpkin.
I don't think there's a persuasion roll in the world that could make a pumpkin worth 2,500 gold.
And that 100.
Yeah. Is there any possible deeds maybe that you might need done?
Perhaps if you yes, if
How about
you
this?
bring me
15
bring me 2,500 gold pieces. That is my quest for you, adventurer.
I
I'll
don't
have
think
to hold
Diamond
this
Matchroom's
then.
going to win this.
And Gansel just asks for his gold
All
ring
right.
back.
He
Well, I
hands
mean-
you back the ring.
While I happen to be walking around, I see Gantuous making gesturing the jeweler. Like, what's going on here, Gantuous? What's going on?
These prices seem to be well over my wealth. I
Right.
don't want
Look
to
at
say
the-
that they're too greedy, but it seems that everything Jake. price.
Well, how much are they asking of you?
2,350 gold.
Wow, that is quite a bit. That is quite a pretty penny. Well, my good chap, perhaps there is another jeweler, or perhaps there is somebody else who may be able to perform this task.
Yeah, because this isn't doing it. And Gantuous just gives the man a real snare look and just turns and walks away.
All right.
In depression because he can't pay for nothing.
Well, Gantuous,
All the feels.
since I found you, I think there's something I need to ask of you.
That
The mayor has sent me on a diplomatic mission to secure aid. Would you care to join me, or would you prefer to stay with Dalarmatum and prepare the defenses of the city?
well, what do Luna have?
I haven't spoken to Luna yet, but Dalarmatum wanted to stay.
Me to stay. I'm a man of battle, a man of honor. I come from a family with high rank from the city of Kiosk. And you want me to stay? Blasphemy. I shall fight you. And I throw out my hand like a forearm. Okay.
What the?
You
What do
do
you
realize we're on a diplomatic mission, right? You are aware of the.
Trying to get some action.
If you would like to accompany us, you are more than welcome to. But if this goes well, it will not be much of a glorious battle that you are interested in.
Ah,
But nonetheless, I welcome your company if you'll have it. The choice is yours. I'm not.
I will go. I will go. Ganju has something to do. Ganju is getting really bothered by these crisis cities.
Who knows?
Mission I will join.
Well then, perhaps in our with our generosity, perhaps maybe the merchant will come to a more beneficial understanding,
Yeah.
if you will. Anyway, let's see what Luna has to say. Have you seen Luna at all?
I have not. I had just found my way back to the group.
Well, let's go around town and keep your ears open. I'm sure she will be playing on her lute.
Will do. Let's find Luna.
Why did you have to call me out?
5 hours later.
Why did you have to call me out?
It's called being in character. Luna, there you are.
She stops playing
That's
for
an-
a second.
Luna, what are you doing on this island?
Mm.
We need your assistance. We've been looking for you 5 hours.
It's dangerous to go alone.
Wait, 5 hours?
No,
5
I'm not actually 5. Not actually 5 hours.
5
It was more like it was like 20.
hours.
Fine, 5.
Roll
All
a
right,
d4.
Can't do it. Roll a d4. Okay.
God. All of us or just one of us?
2 hours
Yeah,
later.
2 hours. It took you 2 hours.
Both
2 hours
hours,
later.
There you go.
French narrator voice.
And what are
But
we?
no,
What do we need? I'm assuming we have another quest.
we do actually. The mayor has approved of a mission to secure diplomatic aid from the surrounding communities of Shoretide and also Pavina up in the Copper Coast.
Can I
Proper
see the
island,
map
like-
for that?
Yes. Yes.
Perhaps
Yes.
pulls out a scroll and unrolls it for her to see.
I can't. You said the Copper Islands and the
In Shoretide.
in short. Okay. We've already gone to Shoretide, I believe, right? At least once.
We have. Yes, that's the unfortunate place where we had to fight that one band of pirates that incinerated the guard, if you remember.
Yeah.
Oh.
I am willing to go.
All right. The more the merrier.
I'm sure. But who is helping getting the town ready? If they're
Ganju then.
Dollar
Ganju was
Matum.
gonna say, Oh, my shoulder.
Yes,
I
Dollar
might stay back.
Hmm?
Feeling pretty sore.
Oh,
I think time
well,
with
perhaps you were not quite ready for traveling. Maybe.
yes, I need.
Perhaps it's best if you stay behind and rest,
Yes, I need.
and maybe give Dollar Matum a hand with coordinating the defense.
My mind is quite boggled.
Yes. You will be missed, but we shall return. Hopefully, with pleasant news.
he's already healed, correct?
I'm just playing role.
Okay, I was going to say, do I need
We're role playing that he was seriously injured on our attack on the ship, and
Yes.
that
That was the reason that he was absent from earlier.
yes.
Okay.
And then I just fake limp away and join Dollar Matrum.
Okay.
What an odd fellow he is.
You mind changing the map back?
Yes. Do you want to look at Crown Point?
All
There
right.
you go.
Oh, my drawing's gone.
Well, we leave in the morning. We leave at first light in the morning.
All
Okay.
right.
So
Ooh.
Dollar Motum,
Are me
what
and
sort of
Graceful actually
defenses?
the best for like a diplomatic mission? The best for the job.
I mean, you have the highest charisma,
Yeah. Hell
and
yeah.
Greenspell has can probably keep you in check. So
Yes.
I think
I
Graceful
mean,
is
it's
the
not like
only one who can keep her in check.
it's not like Dollar Motum he's not gonna be diplomatic ever. MacGuffin is insane. He's like senile. Gantros is the only other person who could possibly go.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a reason why Dollar Mountain's not going.
That's fair.
I
Well,
Okay.
have 21 charisma, so
Exactly.
all the more reason.
so Greenspell's going
Well.
to pretty much keep Luna in check.
I mean,
Something like
kind of.
something.
Not explicitly,
Yeah.
but more or less.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
If the need arises.
Good thing. It's a good.
I feel like
All right,
at this point, I feel as though at this point, Greenspell just goes, and Greenspell is like, he knows exactly when she's getting closer and closer to Chaos Child, and knows when exactly to reel her back in.
Pretty much.
Because that's what she
All right. Well, if you
Chaos Child.
All right. Well, I'm not trying to steal the spotlight from everyone. So if the other two want to do anything in the town, you guys can do that for now. Well,
Luna's fine.
Yeah, you're setting up defenses, Dollar Motum?
Yeah, I think Dollar Mountain like took a map of the city and is like drawing on it.
Okay. So
and then-
are you what you have drawn there? Is that so? Are you incorporating? You want to build a wall there, right? I'm guessing.
so like I'm just designating different zones of control, right?
I see.
So like we'll close off all the roads
Mm-hmm.
over here, and barricade each road up to the
Okay.
wall. Really, I didn't do the wall here, but up to the wall into the water, and then basically this circle, this inner circle, would
Yep.
be like zone 1. All of the roads leading into this would be blocked off,
Okay.
and then basically this is like a soft defense, and then like the best barricading and basically the hardest point of penetration would be this inner,
Right.
and then any people that are housed in any of these open houses need to be evacuated into the city center.
Right.
Martial law.
People that live in these houses in this second circle
Martial
can
law.
stay.
Right. Okay. And are you planning on just barricading the roads or building like a wall, I mean, to how soon they come, you could potentially build like a wooden palisade, but you probably
Yeah.
couldn't build stone walls.
I definitely think that should be the case along the harbor here.
Okay.
And we can use the buildings as natural barricades, so they just really need to fill the gaps between the buildings.
Okay.
And then probably the same thing in the roadways leading into this first circle.
All right.
But it needs to be protected from all angles.
Okay. So then we're sort of building up. You're using the buildings, but then building up a walls along the road, and then posting guards there.
Can we
Yeah,
mix
and then
choke?
using the buildings as natural barricading.
Can we mix a
Okay.
choke point? Or
Yeah.
a choke.
Okay.
Yeah, I definitely think these two main roads will probably be like
Hell yeah.
Very well defended. But this gives us a double layer protection in the city center. So I'm assuming what we'll do is have the troops that are sent from the governor on the front line here by the harbor. And then whoever the city can muster up will be in this first circle.
Yeah, I mean, I
And then
think
all civilians and everybody else will be in this last circle.
that seems reasonable to me. I mean, I think the civilians will probably just retreat back into the castle, to be honest.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, I mean, the castle has stone walls, so it's probably going to be better at defending than
Right.
anything else. Okay, and yeah, some of the houses, like, you can see that there are some houses in the area that are stone and some that are wood.
Yeah.
Because they're like, some of them are owned by like rich nobles and some of them are owned
Yeah, I figured
by
these nicer houses are probably that's why they are
they're stone, yeah.
in this circle, so they could stay in their houses if they want. But I would say everybody that's in between should probably evacuate into the castle.
Okay, that's easy enough for them to do.
But this way, if they come through the harbor, you're well defended. And then if they do come in any other direction, the organs of the city are well defended.
Right.
Women and
But the
kids.
goal will be fortification and let them
Yeah.
come to us versus us going to them.
Okay. And you're planning on blocking off the river too, right?
Yes.
Good.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, we'll put a thing.
Oh, you want to block both sides of the river?
Just this line here.
Okay. Awesome. All right. Was there anything else you wanted to do, or is that good?
I think that's about it. And then probably like I want to take these plans to the mayor and get his opinion, obviously. And then
Yeah.
we can
So
vote
I
for
mean,
what we see.
you take him to the mayor, and he says, he says essentially that was sort of already similar to what they had planned anyway. They had already started construction on a wall along the harbor, and they had been gathering together like old boats, old rowboats basically, and putting them on the islands in the river delta, so that whenever the battle started, they could push them out and chain them together. And they also planned on having somebody stand there with a torch and to pile up like flammable stuff, so that if any ships got close, they could light the whole thing on fire, and hopefully light the pirates on fire too.
Nice.
And he also likes the idea of building inside of the city further walls that they can use to kind of hold them off a little bit. And so he tells you to like kind of go out there and direct people and tell them exactly where to start building those walls on the inside of the city. And so they start putting out like guard posts and things to cordon off different areas of the city and that kind of thing.
Yeah, and then I also like I just want to tell him to like all hands on deck and gathering food and resources and stockpiling it into the castle.
Right. Okay. So that's everything that you have.
Yeah.
Okay. So then we also have our diplomatic charter. They're headed out. Where are you guys going to be headed to first?
Let's head to Patina Cove.
Patina Cove.
Is that okay with you, Luna?
I have no real opinion. She's fine with it.
Okay.
She just doesn't know much about the place.
So you guys head to Patina Cove first.
Okay.
How long is that
You
trip?
see, it's probably like half a day,
Okay.
something like that. So you guys sort of you leave in the late morning, like kind of afternoon sort of time, and you arrive there like in the late evening, essentially. You see, it's a relatively small village, kind of set back into, well, a cove. The reason it's called Patina Cove is because of the malachite. There's like exposed malachite there that gives it this like green. The rocks there have this like greenish color to them, and that's the copper that they mine there. You see, it's like a relatively small town, but it's like a pretty. It's sort of set back into the rock. It's like naturally defensible.
So it's like built into the mountain,
Yeah, a little bit.
or the hills, I guess would be a more accurate phrase.
Yeah, I mean it's not a mountain, yeah,
Mountain.
but like yeah, the sort of built into the side of the hill, yeah.
When you say late afternoon, you mean like 6, or do you mean like 8 in the evening?
I would say, yeah, I mean maybe more like, probably more like 8.
Okay, so it's getting dark. Okay,
Yeah,
all right. Do we have a map yet for Patina Cove?
I don't know.
Then, okay. Well, then maybe we should head to Short Tide then. We're
I mean,
gonna
you guys
retcon.
can you guys can go to Patina Cove. It's not that big of a deal.
I mean,
Um,
okay. I guess we should probably find somewhere to stay for the night.
yeah. So I mean, there's like a small inn that you can find. Just like a local inn. As you walk in, the innkeeper sort of looks over at you and he says, like, "Oh, what a strange couple. I never imagined to see two of your kind here. A dragonborn. How strange. What brings
I
you
look
up
over.
to
I look
Patina
over at Loon and I just start laughing hysterically. Oh, good sir, we are not a couple, but we are just adventurers passing through.
Ah, I see.
Yes,
What brings
don't
you
worry.
to Patina Cove?
Well,
Luna kind of sticks her tongue out with the couple comment and just
don't
shakes
mind
her head.
her. We're actually here on a diplomatic mission. If you'll listen to us.
Diplomatic mission, you say?
Yes, we come from Crown Point to the south.
Ah, Crown Point, the city. I see.
Yes. Is there a mayor or somebody who runs this place, or I guess you could say who oversees the village?
Yes, of course. We do have a village overseer. He lives in the large hut just down the way. I suppose he's probably already gone to bed for the night, but you could go and speak with him tomorrow if you wish.
Very good then. I think that's what we'll do. If it's not too much trouble, do you happen to have a spare room, or rooms rather, for the two of us?
Yes, of course. Just for one night?
Just for the night, yes. Hopefully our business will be brief and productive.
Very well. For a single night for 2 rooms, just 2 silver.
Very well. Greenspell reaches into his satchel pack. He pulls out 2 pieces of beaten up silver, but my apologies. I know this. Hopefully this will do.
Yes, of course. It's a little beaten up, but we still accept it. And he sort of like gestures for you to follow him. Here, I'll show you up to your rooms.
Thank you, sir.
And so he
Come on,
leads you
Luna.
up. He leads you up to a pair of rooms. They're not like the nicest rooms in the world, but there's a small like straw bed, a candle, chamber pot, all the necessities.
Just like home.
But it's a small little room, nothing too fancy.
This will more than suffice. Thank you, sir.
Yes.
What do I call you?
You can call me call me Lawrence.
Very well, Lawrence. I am Greenspell. It's good to meet you. I reach out and shake his hand.
Yes, and he shakes your hand. Oh, it's nice meeting you as well.
Luna
If you need
nods
any
at him.
if you need
No,
any
her face
food
is
or
clear.
you have
Luna
if
nods
you
at
have
him,
any
but
thirst,
her face is clearly like, why
Annoyed.
did you say we were a couple? Like,
If
Like
you
she has
have-
not
she's
lost
a clearly
that face.
annoyed face.
She has not lost that
Clearly
face.
annoyed face.
yeah. I
She
mean,
has not lost that face
Hang on.
since he has made that comment. And I think
if
he knows
you
that.
if you have any need for food or drink, please feel free to join us downstairs. And
Very well.
He heads back downstairs.
Why the frick?
Okay. So you guys just go to bed?
Oh, well, actually, I'm gonna go down and get something to eat.
Okay.
Yeah, here's the face that she's making.
I just
yeah,
want,
that's perfect.
pretty much that is Luna's face. Yeah. I'm just gonna say this. Luna says this loud enough. She goes, "I am 14. Why the heck did he think I was dating?"
Is that face at me or is that face at the barkeep or at Lawrence?
All
Lawrence.
parties.
At all parties. Okay.
Lawrence. I
Lawrence,
want Luna to say it loud enough that Lawrence hears her. Why did he think I was dating I am 14. Why did he think I was dating a 29-year-old?
Well, to be fair, you are a dragonborn and I'm a halfling, so needless to say, an adult of my species is about the size of a child for yours. So his misunderstanding is, well, somewhat justifiable.
No, he said that we were a couple, though.
I'm sure he meant nothing by it. He was just being friendly.
Lawrence sort of overhears her and he says, my humblest apologies. I simply haven't seen very many Dragonborn in this area. I had no idea that how old you were."
It's fine. Just most Dragonborns, by the time they're about 14, which they don't turn adults until they're 15, are about 6 foot. Due to me being a girl, I'm done growing. Males, however, go until they're 16.
I see. Well, I'll be more careful in the future. You have my apologies.
You're fine. Do you perhaps know where I could buy a toy? Perhaps.
Sorry?
A toy.
Well, what sort of toy?
Stuffy.
I'm not sure. Those are not the sort of things that you'd normally buy. I feel like that sort of thing would be easy enough to make. I suppose I could make you one as an apology.
It's fine. You don't have to. I just have to question. I keep getting mixed up as an adult.
Well, you know.
I don't think my height helps me.
Yes, it's true, and there are very few Dragonborn in this area. I think most people have likely never seen one of your kind here. Was there something that I could get you both now that you're down here?
What? Are there any local specialties here?
A local specialty. I suppose we do have we do have one local specialty, a sort of peculiar way of preparing a fish. You blacken it and then you prepare it with a few local herbs. If that's the sort of thing you're interested in.
I'd be willing to give that a try.
Very well.
Would you like one, Luna?
Sure. She's willing to give it a
We'll
try.
take two of.
She's kind of questioning why
I suppose
it would be black, but
I guess we'll take 2 of those.
How much-
I guess I will have a. Do you happen to have any wine?
Yes, we do have some wine. Imported, of course.
Okay, I'll take a glass of that. And would you like anything else, Luna?
Water, please.
Water. Very well. That'll be 8 copper.
I'll pay for that.
Okay.
I'll pay for that.
All right.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, very well. He brings you out your dishes and your
Thank you.
drinks. Yes, of course. And my sincerest apologies for any confusion from earlier.
It's fine. Luna's kind of getting tired of being called an adult, if you can't tell. She's like, I don't like my heights anymore. She's slowly but surely coming to that realization. What?
As I go to eat the fish, I take a bite and I'm met with a strong, bitter, pungent taste. Oof, this is certainly interesting. What kind of, you said you use this with local herbs, yes?
Yes.
What
There are-
exactly kind of herbs did you use in this thing? Or,
Well-
It's not burnt.
There are a few local herbs that grow only on Patina Cove. I'm sure there's no equivalent on any other island.
huh. Interesting. It's certainly a unique taste, I'll give you that much.
Yes, some would say it's an acquired taste, but everyone
I
here
could-
on the island loves it.
Yes, I could see why.
Well, I'm glad you enjoy it.
Well,
most outsiders.
You still fit. It would be rude of me not to accept a meal from somebody who's offered their shelter. So, for that reason alone, I will finish it. However,
I see.
I honestly could not say it was my, as you would say, it may be an acquired taste, but not exactly a taste that one want to acquire. At least in my opinion.
Can I just say, Luna?
I mean no. I mean no
problem.
disrespect, of course.
Yes, of course. It's a specialty to those of us on Patina Cove. I suppose it'll give you something memorable about our island to think back
Yes,
on.
it's got an almost metallic taste to it.
Can
Well,
I,
that's not surprising. There are some shavings of copper in there.
Oof. I tasted metal.
Of course, like I said, it's a classic here on the island. I'm not sure what it is about the copper, but it must interact some way with the other ingredients. It gives it a very unique flavor.
can I? Did Luna roll high enough to say she just scarfs it down without noticing?
You're the boss. You're the boss. You decide how you want to roll. You decide how you want to answer that. I only rolled because I wanted to see how I would react to it.
Yeah, I mean a 10 is enough that it's not like you're gonna like throw it up or anything, but
It's
you
average.
probably- yeah.
10's average. Like it's fine, I guess.
Yeah.
It's
Or
not-
she just eats it so quickly that she doesn't even taste it.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I was
Yeah.
wanting.
Just sucks it all up in one bite, like Herbie.
Well, I'm glad at least one of the two of you seem to enjoy our specialty here.
Yes. Tell me a little more about this island. I'm actually not from Crown Point, but I actually live in a small fishing village south, if you will, with some other halflings. So I don't manage to see much of the world. I'm very curious to know more about this place.
I see, yes. Well, it was settled a long time ago. I suppose they settled it here for the malachite.
What?
Type of mineral which is a type of mineral which is high in copper, you see.
Hmm.
That's what our village is most known for, is for mining copper. But we are a peaceful village. Not much trade comes up this way, except the copper traders, of course. So we don't get many visitors. It's quite peculiar to see adventures here, to be honest with you.
Yes. Well, how exactly do you come across food? I'm sure the soil is not kind to agriculture up here.
It's true, wheat and barley and those sorts of things don't grow well here, but we are able to grow some things. For example, fruit trees grow quite well here. But most of our food we get through fishing or other means.
And have you had dealings with the Calorian Empire in your past?
Well, I suppose we're a part of the empire, but besides the occasional tax collector, they don't seem to mind us very much.
And what do they do? Do you know what they do with all the malachite once they've mined? I mean, obviously they take the copper, but what kind of things do they use the copper for?
Now that I'm not sure. I can't say. I suppose they use it to make bronze or brass. Copper isn't especially useful as a tool on its own to make tools with, but to make it into bronze or brass or things has quite a nice decorative purpose. I hear that the rich and the wealthy like to have trinkets made out of it. I think some smaller mechanical devices sometimes use our copper, though I can't say I'm too knowledgeable about such things.
Yeah, I'm sorry I asked them. I'm not very, I guess neither of us are particularly familiar with with metallurgy.
No, well, I'm just an innkeeper. I don't actually do any of the metalworking myself, but to be honest, most of us here don't really work the metal very much. In fact, we don't even really convert it into copper here. We just mine the raw ore, and the copper merchants come, buy what we produce, and, well, that's enough for us, I suppose.
Interesting. Well then, I think that'll do for tonight. Thank you again for your knowledge and for the meal.
Of course.
I think we'll be retreating to our quarters now.
Very well. I'll be down here in the morning if you want breakfast.
Thank
Please,
you.
I hope that. Excuse me. Sorry. We shall see.
Very well. I hope you have a good night.
Thank you, sir.
All right. So you guys go upstairs and go back to bed.
Yeah.
Or yes.
Go to bed for the first time.
Yes. While he's walking upstairs, Greenspell's his stomach starts to the growling and the irritation from his stomach starts to fade over time as the fish slowly digests in his stomach, and the taste slowly comes off of his mouth.
Oh.
I was hoping to roll on that one, honestly,
yeah.
just so I could say it's food poisoning, RP food poisoning. That'd be funny, but no.
Okay, so then we'll say the people in Crown Point, Gantris and Dollarmatum, do you guys want to do anything with the rest of your day?
I think I want to go hit the blacksmith. If I can.
Okay.
Go punch the blacksmith as hard as. I was kidding. You did say you wanted to hit the blacksmith. I'm assuming that's what you meant.
I'll
say take Dollarmatum with you. I think he's itching to start a fight with him.
Yeah, that's true.
Dollarmatum would like to, or Gantris wants to trip blacksmith.
Okay, so you're headed off to the blacksmith. Are you looking for anything in particular?
No, I just want to sharpen stuff.
Okay, cool.
The blacksmith is going to end up hating you too.
I think the blacksmith, he's fine with letting you come and just like sharpen your stuff.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought he said trip. I'm like, what?
You're going to like get himself killed. Yeah, the blacksmith is actually like a level 12 barbarian.
He's actually level 20.
Level 20 fight. Sorry, he's a level 12 fighter. Level 20 fighter. He seems to hit you 6 times. With his
He's
plus-
actually a level 20 mage. He's a level 20 wizard.
Oh, he's a magic boy. Okay.
No, I don't know. He's
Bro, leave him alone.
Yes, he casts wish and he literally yeets you out of existence.
Yeah. Whole
That's
nother
how he
realm.
makes all of his weapons and armor. He just wishes them into existence.
Yeah, this is why he can only make one a day because it uses a level 9 spell slot.
Yeah. Like,
Anyway.
it makes fine weapons though.
That is true.
Dollar
Right.
Marsham, is there anything that you want to do today? I think he might be gone.
Yeah, he might be FK.
Okay, that's fine.
Oh, he was muted. He's back.
Dollar
I was
Marsham,
talking to my
anything
wife, so-
anything you wanted to do before the
Um,
day's end?
Yeah, I go drink some ale.
Okay.
I want to visit
Well,
my good friend, the barkeep at that one inn by the harbor.
yeah, you're a regular there, aren't you?
Yes.
There you go. Yeah, I think you have a fun time with him. Singing
Yes.
karaoke.
Absolutely not.
He gets yes. In the morning, he
Give him
wakes
a-
up in bed with
Give him a few
a
ales.
he wakes up the next morning with a bar wench next to him and a large stone in his pocket, unsure of what has happened.
he
No,
has
no.
he has he has a tattoo on his arm. That he doesn't
Yes,
have to do
and and he's noticed some of his teeth are missing. No, I'm kidding.
It's like an
No,
hangover
no.
episode.
I'm kidding.
And now this becomes a very different kind of adventure where Dollar Marsham has to try and remember what happened the day before.
Exactly.
He put a roofie in my ale.
Yeah, see. No, okay. As
Okay.
funny as that would be, I think I don't know how appropriate that would be in the world of D&D.
I just
I don't-
mainly want to make sure the city's getting fortified.
Okay. Yep. You sort of help them along. The construction seems to be going well. They've pretty much finished the wall along the harbor. More or less. They've started building some like guard towers along that wall as well. So yeah, things seem to be going well. We'll jump back over to Greenspell and Luna then. All right, back in Patina Cove. The two of you wake up in the morning. What do you guys want to do?
Let's see. Okay, he's fine. I'm gonna head downstairs and get breakfast.
Okay.
Yeah, Luna's gonna do the same.
He. So as
Hello
you
there,
walk down the stairs, Lawrence greets you. Hello. How are you? How are you this morning?
Good.
I'm all right. We slept all right. Thank you.
Would you like anything for breakfast?
What do you have? Please, not that fish again, if it's okay.
I see. Yes. Well, I could prepare eggs in any way. We have some freshly baked bread as well.
That sounds delightful. I'll take some.
All right. It'll just be a copper piece for that.
Eggs, please.
Of course, I'll pay for that.
And eggs. How would you like your eggs?
Scrambled. Can you?
Scrambled
what is it?
eggs.
I would-
agree.
Over. Surprise me.
Very well. So he brings out scrambled eggs for Luna, and
How much?
A copper.
it'll be copper.
Yeah, but how much? Like,
1 copper.
okay,
You mean how many eggs?
okay. I'm in price.
Okay, yes, it's 1 copper. And he brings out an over easy egg for you, Greenspell.
Ooh, thank you, sir.
Of course.
Thank you.
He
You
also
did say
brings-
this. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
He also brings out a couple cups of fresh water for you.
Well, thank you.
Thank you. She kind of just looks at Greensball. Are you okay?
This is the best water I've ever had.
And the
That's
egg
kind-
doesn't have salmonella in it.
Of course, I roll a nat 20 and then a nat 1 right after it. Of course.
All right. Are you
Thank
guys
you,
headed
sir.
off? Yes, of course.
We'd like to speak
You're-
with the village overseer. Could you introduce us? I don't think, generally speaking, I think most people don't really like it when you barge into their homes unannounced.
Fair enough.
Yes, this isn't a
sure.
video game. I mean, what? What's a video game? What the? I don't know.
Sure, follow me. And so you sort of follow him, and he leads you up to. It's like one of the larger houses in the village, but it's still not like, a very fancy house or anything.
Is it made of? Is there any like stonework, or is it like made of like wood and like?
Yeah,
Like, what kind of house is it? Like,
I think
what kind of?
definitely like a stone foundation, but the walls are like wattle and daub, and it's like a thatched roof kind of deal.
Okay.
So I mean, it's like definitely like a permanent structure, but nothing like.
It's not a. It's not like a castle or a. It's a. I mean, I don't mean to use the word peasant house, but
Yeah,
it's what you would. It's what you would think of in the equivalent.
Yeah, essentially.
Basically, stone brick and thatched straw roof.
Yeah, more or less. Yeah. So he sort of like knocks on the door, and you see like an elderly man who sort of answers, and he says like, "Ah, Lawrence, it's good to see you today. How can I help you?" And Lawrence sort of says like, "Oh yes, these adventurers have come from Crown Point, and they wish to speak with you, Philip. And so here you are. This is Philip. He's the leader of our village. I'll be headed back to the inn now."
Very good.
he-
Thank
sort
you,
of-
Lawrence.
Philip sort of says, "Goodbye, Lawrence. What can I do for the two of you then?"
Well, first off, we should introduce ourselves. I'm Greenspell, and my compatriot here. You can introduce yourself. Don't be shy.
Your companion seems shy.
Yeah. Okay. Well, this is Luna. We're not really. We're still fairly new adventurers, and this is our first time here, so you'll have to excuse her. Anyway.
I see. I'm Philip. I'm the leader of this village.
It's good to meet you, Phil. Oh, oh, there she is, and there she is. Yeah. So sometimes she is still fairly young, so sometimes she tends to
Base house.
Wander-
I see.
wander
yes.
off in her head, if you will. She means no disrespect, of course.
I,
Right, Luna?
I remember how it was to be young and youthful.
Sorry.
All lost in thoughts and all. Anyway. Yeah, excuse me. No, our reason we come here actually is that we. Oh, okay. I'm joking. It's fine.
It's fine. I said
playing
I
it.
was gonna use the bathroom real quick.
Oh, nobody heard you.
And
I
no,
didn't hear
I
ya.
put it in the chat.
Oh, I don't even have the chat open. I just have my character sheet. Oh, there it is. Weird. Anyway, back in character. We've actually come here because we seek.
Oh.
We are actually here on a diplomatic mission. You see, we're coming from Crown Point. Are you familiar with it?
Crown Point. Yes. The Crown Point, the city. Yes, of course.
Yes. I'm not sure how much travel or how many travelers come by here, but we've had quite the run-in with a group of local pirates. I take it you don't see much of that activity around here.
No, the pirates do come around occasionally, but we don't travel much, so I suppose there's not much cause for conflict with them.
I suppose.
They have raided some of the shipments of malachite coming out of the village, of course, but it's not a common occurrence. I suppose they don't have much use for it.
I suppose. But anyway, we come seeking a a possible alliance, if we will, against the pirate folk.
I see. And what would you ask from us?
Well, our military and the military at Crown Point is more than sufficient to hold off any advance. However, the real issue is the fact that on the off chance that the pirate forces overwhelm our defenses and we're forced to retreat into our impenetrable barriers, we may run out of food and supplies to outlast them. So we humbly would ask you in our time of need, you would be willing to provide, food and supplies, and we would be more than happy to supply you with anything you may need.
I see.
Or business, perhaps, we can possibly also spare some supplies once the fighting is over to build some newer and more attractive settlements. So that way more people can come by and provide, that way your business and influence can grow.
Well, we have no need for such things here. We'd be happy to help in any way that we can.
Thank you, good sir.
Of course, if we do provide you with some food, we would hope that once Crown Point is able to repel the attack, they would be able to return whatever food they can to us.
Of course. I promise to you that any aid that you provide will be answered in double fold.
Very well.
If it's not too much trouble here, let's write up a contract and make it official. I happen to have some paper and pen here, and some ink here.
Certainly. Since it's early in the season, we haven't been able to. We've only just begun planting, you see. So we could use some of the harvest from the previous season, I suppose, as well as what few things we have started to just sprout forth in the spring. We could provide lettuce, perhaps. I think we've begun harvesting some of that, and asparagus.
Anything
and fish, of course. We have plenty of preserved fish.
Yes. Anything you could spare would be more than helpful. I mean, we're not going to RP writing out a contract. That sounds boring. So,
okay.
For the sake of brevity, the two of us will write out an agreement, and we both sign on the bottom.
Yes, and
then
he provides you with like a couple crates of food, and they load it up onto your ship.
Thank you, sir.
Of course.
Yes, thank you, sir. Thank you, Philip.
Yes, of course.
We are more than grateful for your assistance. What?
I almost had Luna slip into Dragonborn, and then I realized, oh wait, she's not talking to a Dragonborn. So just pretend that she slipped for a split second, and then just went back into common.
Okay.
Anyway, but thank you again for your help. I will give word to our mayor in Crown Point, and I'm sure he will be more than grateful for your assistance. And again, anything you give us, we will give back twofold.
Yes, and do say hello to Orion for me. I was good friends with him back in the day.
Oh, were you? And I didn't think you had. I probably should have led with that.
Of course, anything I could do to help him out.
Of course, thank you. Let's do like a bow, and then I'm assuming we're loading up the ship, and the ship's all packed.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's head back to Crown Point, and then guess we'll. What's that? Is there anything else you want to do while you're here, Luna?
No. I was asking if we're going to go to Crown Point.
No?
I was asking if we're going to
go to Crown Point. Let's head back to Crown Point. It's on the way to Shortside.
Sure.
All right. So we'll head off for Crown Point.
Yep. So you guys, I mean, it's pretty much morning when you leave.
Mm-hmm.
So you probably get there in the late afternoon.
Without incident?
Yeah, more or less. It's like probably 3 or 4 whenever you get back to Crown Point.
Okay. All right, oarsman. Or actually, is there a way that I can tell the people to load the food and bring it to the palace or the mayor's quarters?
That's fine.
I'm
I mean,
I'm not sure what you would call them, oarsmen or
yeah, the
sailors
people
or
who they're oarsmen, yeah, but they're also like harbor workers and stuff
yeah.
who are expecting you or your arrival.
Right. Okay. So we're not just right because obviously I'm not part of the government, so I don't have the authority to just say, "Hey, do this."
Right. Yeah, but I mean,
Per se, they
like,
understand.
they knew
know what.
Yeah,
Right. Yeah. Okay. For the sake of brevity, they knew they knew what needed to be done, and they did it without incident. All right. Well, let's head back to the mayor's office and tell him the good news.
Yes.
So can you load up the map for Crown Point?
Yes.
Thank you.
Let's do that. So
sorry.
Yeah. As you walk
Looking
through
yeah.
Crown Point, it looks a little bit different from the last time you left.
Well, those two certainly have been busy, haven't they?
I'm loading the deal up. 1 second. Oh wow!
Yeah. So you see, there's a wall built all along the harbor. There's a gatehouse. And some
did
like
they build
they're
this?
erecting towers along the wall. It's like wooden. I mean, if you have a whole army at your disposal, you can build a wooden wall in not very much time.
A day. A rudimentary wall.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like literally they just like they cut down some trees, sharpened one end, and then drove the other end into the ground. That's all it is.
So it's not it's not like they built one with mortar and brick or stone. It's literally just literally a makeshift wood fence.
Yeah, basically, yeah. All right.
So let's go talk to the mayor.
Head up to the mayor.
Well, I'm assuming that there are gaps in the wall. Either there's a gate or we can get through.
There's a gate, yeah.
Okay, I'm assuming it's not a solid wall.
Yes, there is a gate. Yes.
Okay. All right. We'll go ahead and knock on the captain's office.
Okay.
I'm assuming he has the office or quarters or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, he does. Yeah. It's sort of late at night, but
it's night.
Well, actually, no, it's afternoon. What did I say?
I was gonna say it's only like a 6 hour. It's like a half day at that.
Yeah.
So we left in the morning. It's like whatever. We'll figure it out.
Yeah, it's afternoon probably.
So it's like 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock.
Yeah.
Good day.
So yeah, you knock on his door and he's in his office. He sort of beckons you in. The mayor's in there as well. They're still sort of trying to plan the defense of the city.
May we come in?
Yes, of course. And I think
we have
perhaps Dollarmatum and Ganchos might be in there as well.
I'm at the tavern.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go. Never
All right,
mind.
well.
He's given up on trying to plan the defense. He's just going to the tavern.
Well, we have returned with good news.
Yes. Were you able to collect some more food supplies?
We were, and then I guess I gestured to the.
Show him the contract.
Yeah, I'm getting there. I'm getting there. I pull out a piece of like parchment, and that's tied in like a ribbon or a piece of rope, and I pull it out. It seems that the mayor or the overseer over at the Cove actually seems to know you. Goes by Philip.
Yes, Philip Patel. That's a name I haven't heard in a long time.
But
yes, he's an old friend of mine.
Yes, but as you can see here, he has agreed to aid us, and he is willing to provide several crates of lettuce, asparagus, and other assorted collard greens.
Excellent.
They just planted their fruit harvest, so
I see. Yes,
yeah,
it is early in the season.
Yes, no. Hopefully they won't be needing any. Hopefully won't be needing any help from them for that long. But the only concession that we made is that anything that we provide, that we pay them back in double, which, given our circumstances, I think is more than reasonable.
Yes, that seems fair.
Yes.
This is excellent. It will allow us to survive for at least another couple days here.
Yes, it will give us time. Hopefully it doesn't come to that. But
yes. Well, it's best to prepare for any eventuality, as you say.
I agree. It would be a
It's
shame to see
possible.
the people suffer.
It's possible if we're able to hold out in the castle for a few days at least, or even longer, that the pirates may just lose interest. I mean, they are pirates. If they ransack the whole city but don't manage to break down the castle walls, they might just leave.
That is true. They do seem to be motivated only by greed and malice.
It's true. So
So
it is a possibility and one that we must account for.
yes, I see the rest of our party has been hard at work getting the city fortified.
Yes, we've made excellent progress. I expect that that wall won't hold them for very long, but hopefully it'll do its duty.
I hope so. Once again, I hope that it doesn't come to it, but if it does, then we can be glad that it did its purpose.
True.
Yes. Well,
Are you headed elsewhere then, or are
I
you
think
going to stay?
well, I think we may want to go and see if Short Tide may help us, but I think for now we'll stay in town for a little bit. It is a bit late, and whatchamacallit, sailing at night is not exactly a safe endeavor.
That is true. Yes. Very well.
Is there anything you would need us to help? You need our assistance with?
I suppose that you could help with the preparations of the defense. If you're able to help build the wall or anything that you could do with that would be helpful.
I'll see what I can do. Good. All right. Who's in charge of the defense? Would that be Gantuus or Dollarmatum or?
I don't know.
I'll talk to them and see.
Out of the two of you.
Rock paper. No, just kidding. No.
I think
It will
Dollarmatum.
be.
Okay.
All right. Well, let's go give Dollarmatum a visit and see how we can help out. Well, that's what I'm doing at least.
She just follows.
Okay. So, Dollarmatum, where will you be then?
I'm at Wayward's Rest,
Oh, that's right. You're at the tavern. That's right.
supervising
All right.
building the wall from the tavern.
I see.
So
think I see his
where's
picture.
Wayward? Oh, 7. There he is. Yeah, it's real small. I had a feeling I'd find you here.
Hey, you made it back, Green Spell.
Yes, and we were successful in our mission.
I knew
The
you
town
would
has
be.
been given food.
We have, yes. Hopefully we need not use it, but I shudder to think what would happen if we were to be forced into the castle and ill-prepared. Yes, thank you. How the innocent would suffer and die.
Well, we must prepare for the worst.
I agree.
The
How goes the progress of the fortifications?
the harbor wall is about to complete. We need to band together another troop to start fortifying the roads moving towards the city keep.
I see. And what of the river entrances?
They are stringing together several boats, dousing them in flammable liquid. They'll be prepared to blockade the river. If
I
they're going
see.
to come, it's going to be difficult.
That is true.
We have several layers of protection.
Yes. Let us know if we can help at all. We have some time before we depart for our mission into Short Tide.
What you could help with is help running around town, escorting and evacuating all these citizens into the castle.
Lena nods.
As you wish. All right. I guess, okay. I guess, you won't be joining us, I presume.
I am going to start building the wall around the castle.
All right. After you finish your beer, right?
He kind of gives you an air.
He looks over and he sees a giant like cask of ale that's like has the tap open,
Yeah.
and he's like, "Yeah, after I finish that beer."
I
I
just
just
have a
like
tap running with these guys.
yeah, you just have your own personal like keg. Just
Oh, I mean, you're definitely a regular, so
you just have a keg just chilling on the bar top, and you just keep refilling it while I'm talking to you.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well. All right. Well, take your brevity. We talked to the townspeople and we explained the situation, and they reluctantly close up their shops and their homes, and we escort them into the castle
okay.
or the city hall, I guess.
Yeah. I think you know, I feel like most of them they sort of understand that
Yeah.
You know, obviously it's like they either leave their home and go to the castle or they potentially die.
Yes.
So they're willing to follow you.
Okay.
So then we sort of fast forward to the next day.
But
Fixing the map, fixing the calendar, so no one gets confused.
Yes, I should update the calendar. That's a good point. Okay, and then you
It should
still
be
don't
the
see the
7th.
pirates today.
It should be the 7th.
I think
Or
it's
the
the 8th.
Yeah, it's the 8th probably.
That's what I have in my calendar.
Can you make it
The
to where we
pirates
can
still.
see that or no?
I don't know.
It still says 4
I mean,
for us.
I'm keeping track of it on this, but I can't show you this and also show you the map at the same time. Is the problem?
Yeah.
And I don't know if there's a way for me to like update the calendar that's in the thing.
I have to delete it and keep it like creating a new one.
Yeah, probably. But yeah. So you guys, the pirates, you still don't see them today.
Huh.
In the morning. They could attack any day. But
well,
you don't see them this morning.
I'd like to go into the temple and talk to Milo real quick.
Okay.
Fast travel.
So you head up to the temple, and without too much difficulty, you're able to find Milo. And you know he greets you like hello, my old friend. It's good to see you again.
Good to see you too, Milo. What news have you?
Time.
Yes, it's only been a few days, but I guess it has been a bit longer than our past meetings.
Yes, it's true.
What news do you have of the town? I'm sure the people are a bit alarmed with the renovations that they've made, if you will.
Yes, people are scared, but I think that they're taking it all well, considering.
I do have a small favor if I can ask of you.
Of course. What did you have in mind?
Perhaps maybe you would be able to go. Do you still have that gold that I lent you or gave to the church? Has that been used, or is that still?
Oh, well, you were quite generous. I still have some of the gold that you lent us. Yes.
Well, gave is I didn't mean lend. Excuse me, mind my words. I'm a bit new to this whole thing.
That's quite alright.
If it's not too much to ask, one thing that the city does need is food and supplies. We have plenty of soldiers and plenty of military power, but that's the one thing is that we don't seem to have enough of. Is that if things were to go poorly, to say the least, and we all end up in the city hall, barricaded, forced to wait out the pirates. I fear that there won't be enough food and supplies for the entire town to survive.
Hmm. Yes.
Perhaps you know of some people, maybe in some of the other areas that might be able to either provide some aid or at the very least sell us some food, so that way we can, protect ourselves from starvation.
Yes, I'll send out some contacts. I do know a few people, and I suppose there are still some ships coming into the harbor. Some of them carry food with them. We could purchase whatever we can with the gold that the church has.
Would the church be willing to provide their own stocks of wheat and grain and barley and potatoes and such
Of
to the
course,
mutual defense?
we're always willing to give to the needy, and who needs more than those who are stuck inside the castle walls during a siege?
Thank you, good sir.
Of course, we stand with the people of Crown Point during all of this.
Well, it is good to see you again. I know I'm off to Short Tide, actually. We are, as you can see, I've been sent on somewhat of a diplomatic mission to secure allies in the upcoming fight against the pirate forces that are slated to attack us.
I see.
Although it is a bit disconcerting that it's been a few days now, and it seems there hasn't been any major pirate sightings or activity. Don't get me wrong. I'm grateful that we are not under direct attack, but
yes,
something seems off.
I'm no strategist, but it does seem that they're preparing for something big.
Indeed. And that's what I'm afraid of.
Well,
We don't know when. All we know is that they'll come. We don't know when, and we don't know where, and we don't know how many. All we can do is try to defend the city the best we can and hold out either till they fall to the last numbers or they retreat. In any case, sorry, that got heavy too quickly. Excuse me. That's not like me. I'm sorry.
It's quite alright. There's been a call for it with recent events, I suppose.
I suppose, yes, but no. The mayor has sent me out to Short Tide to see if we could also utilize those relationships in securing additional resources and supplies for our siege. I guess that's the correct term to use. I'm still getting used to the whole, military language thing.
Yes, not a military man yourself, I know.
No, I guess my only experience with weapons before I started here was just a simple bow and arrow, and I used to hunt boar. In any case, if you could do that for me, be very much in your debt, you and the city.
Oh well, there's no need for you to be in my debt. I'll do it for the people, not for you.
Good. Thank you, good sir.
Of course, and I wish you well on your diplomatic journey.
And I wish you well. I also wish you well. Take care, good friend.
Yes,
and
glad
then
to be with you.
And with you. Oh, I see the tree is starting to grow. That's luck. See, since usually it takes a couple years for the trees to grow, but I guess sometimes when the soil conditions are just right, they grow a lot faster, and you can see a small sapling pop up.
Yes, I suppose if you take good care of a tree, then such things are possible.
Yes. Well, in our culture, trees are a sign of good fortune.
Well, I hope it is so then.
I hope so too. Anyway, I should get back to my own business. I'll be off.
Best wishes then.
Yes, and awkward goodbyes aside.
All right. So you guys are headed off to Short Tide?
Yep.
Sure. Yep. Do we want to save that for next session, or do we want to?
Yeah. I would suggest
It's
saving
already
that for next session, but
we can kind of just fast forward through it anyway. I mean, there's not that much to really say. You guys go and obviously
we don't have to RP the whole thing.
The leader, he's very he's grateful for. I mean, obviously you guys were able to help him out. And also they had some guards who were sent there. There's still some more guards stationed there. So they
From Crown Point.
Yeah, so they're sort of like, oh well, we could send back those guards in addition to the food.
Sounds good. We'll do that.
And
So they will.
So yeah, they send over a few guards as well as some stocks of like dried fish and stuff.
Okay. Go talk to the mayor. Mayor's
Yep.
happy.
Yes, and
The end of the
in
day.
the meantime, the other group manages to essentially finish all the preparations. The last of the wall, the sort of internal walls are built, and the guards are ready. And that's more or less how that day ends. And then I guess I will leave it on the note that in the next morning you see a huge line of ships headed towards Crown Point.
Thank you.
They sort of form a line in front of the harbor. A line of ships running all the way down.
Like
the
a
harbor.
blockade.
Yeah, like a blockade kind of thing.
Do we see flags, or are they still?
Yeah. Once they get close enough to the city, you definitely see that they fly the pirate flag.
Well,
How many ships?
I mean, well,
I have
how far away are they?
There's. So I mean, you spot them when they're still quite far away on the horizon.
Okay, so they're like a couple, maybe like 1,000 yards out. So they're.
Yeah.
It's not like we can just go over and like touch them, or
No,
look at. No. Okay. Got a
I mean,
little 1,000-yard stare going.
They get closer to the city, but they're still, even as they get closer and closer, they don't land at the harbor or anything.
Would it
The ships all stay.
I have a question.
Yes.
Can Luna fly to
them? Potentially, but I will say.
Like, no, like,
I guess
just in her flying range? That's all I'm asking. Like, are they close enough in her flying range?
I mean, once they sort of get in front of the harbor, they would be within range, yes.
Okay, because, like, Luna's, like, flying range is, like, 200 feet, so. I would say.
Oh, it's 200 feet? Is that all?
In
that case, probably
200 to 500. Because she doesn't, because she has not, and doesn't exactly have experience with long flies, if that makes sense.
I mean, maybe 500 feet away, possibly. Maybe a little bit more.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it would be possible, but probably
not
on the edge of what you'd be capable of. Yeah.
Okay.
You fly all the way out there, and you get tired and you fall in the water.
I mean, Luna can't
Basically.
swim, so.
That's true.
And so I'll leave it on the note as the ships sort of line up along the harbor, and you see people on the boat starting to disembark and head into the city. Where will all of you be, by the way?
I'm going to be on one of the guard towers on the front, on this front line. Just to
Okay.
check. I just want to observe.
I think I will be.
Sit on the second or the outer.
Luna really.
I'll be in the. I'll be in the inner defenses.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So
I don't know where to put Luna, honestly.
And then what do we? I'm just gonna. Yeah. Can you move MacGuffin into like the middle, because he's one of the people we had to evacuate.
Yeah, that's true. He does have a house there. He and his wife. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know where to move Luna. She's kind of long range, but because like her preferred weapon is obviously the crossbow, and she does her like instrument.
Are we going to say this is an accurate? Like we're using the actual measurement tool for verbatim. Like if it's like 150 feet, or are we going to say it's longer?
No, I think that's not accurate. Yeah.
It's like 500 feet from like the palace or the castle to the harbor.
I mean, maybe even more, to be honest.
Like a mile. I'm just trying to get a sense of the scale.
Yeah, I mean it's probably more like a mile, maybe.
Okay.
Yeah.
All I know is that I feel sorry for whoever, I guess for you, who's gonna have to design the massive ass map for the upcoming battle.
Don't worry, I have a plan. It's not. There's no way I couldn't even. It wouldn't even be possible. I don't think
Yeah.
to make a
it's
map.
Not to scale, at least. Yeah. All right. Well,
But I
then
do
I
have
guess.
a plan.
Okay, as long as you have a plan, that's fine.
I
So
don't.
I was trying to figure out whether or not like I could like just sit in the inner castle walls and just like snipe with magic, or if it's like,
Yes.
oh, well,
Well, we're not going to play out the. It's not going to play out in the way of a normal D&D battle, but we'll get there when we get there.
I kind of figured
Okay.
it was. None of our games have.
I try and mix it up.
that's fine. I mean, I'm not opposed to that, of course.
So as you all sort of get in position, and you I guess Dollar Machim is pretty much the. I mean, I guess if you're like up on a tower or something, you could probably also see the people on the ships are starting to disembark onto like rowboats and stuff and sail up toward the harbor.
About how many are we looking at, do you think?
How many? Or
Yeah.
how many rowboats?
How many ships?
Well, I can tell you the exact number. You see 7 large ships and some smaller ones.
Okay.
God.
Yeah, I just wanted to get a look, and then I'm gonna make my way back to the first layer.
Okay.
Game shoots.
So as you make your way back, you start to notice as the like boats get closer that they're firing they're firing arrows into the city, and you like Dollar Machim, as you're running through the city along the like cobbled paths, you see one of the arrows land next to you, and there's like a flame on it.
Mm.
And as you see that, you notice like smoke rising up all around you in the city.
Mm.
And that will be where we leave it for today's session.
Very nice. Oh, look at the smoke.
Nice.
And I put in the walls too.
Oh wow, like that.
Oh
Oh,
wow.
that's pretty cool.
Nice.
And I put in the boats.
I didn't. I'm having trouble seeing the
Oh,
walls,
I
but
see the
that's.
boats.
Oh, I see them. Yeah, there they are. Okay. Oh yeah, there's the wall.
Oh,
Yep.
you blockade over here with the boats. Nice.
Oh wow.
Very
Yep.
cool.
We have a lot that is going to happen. Question.
Yes.
This is more about this is more about the player rather than the actual character.
Mm-hmm.
Is everything going all right with Bachelor? Because with Bachelor, or no? Because
I mean, I think he's just busy with work, seemingly.
It seems like.
So I think what we're probably ending up doing is we're just basically demoting him to NPC until he comes back.
Yeah, more or less. Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be, especially if he's not gonna be able to make it to the next session.
Yeah.
It was a shame because well, I guess I can say this. I had planned the reason that I made his house into like an actual map is because I'd planned on having a fight there. And I thought that would have been fun, but if he's not going to be here, then there's no point in that.
Right.
Yeah.
But you know,
And the good news is there's other people that are interested to join the party. We have
That is true. We have openings now.
yeah,
yeah.
we have,
Oh, I mean,
we have
the reason
two,
why I wanted us to have 5 players anyways is because it's flexible if somebody's not here, you know.
Right.
Yeah.
But
you're glitching.
And then
I didn't hear what he said.
basically it makes everything flexible.
Yeah.
Yeah, having 5 people.
We have
but
2
yeah.
people who are wanting to join, by the way.
Do we?
One of my in
Yeah.
real life friends wants to join, and
And
Yeah,
then
shit,
Panda.
but-
there
a while
then
back.
there was a pin. Then
I
there
haven't
was
heard
Panda.
from Panda.
Yeah, I haven't heard
Yeah,
from
I've
him.
been-
Does
Panda
he?
reached
been a
out to me a
while.
while back and said that he wanted to play, but
Yeah, I mean, have you heard anything from him since though?
No.
no. But
Yeah.
if we have an opening and I reach out to him again
Hit
and
him
say,
up.
hey,
Sure, he'll be done.
Wait,
Yeah.
who are you telling to reach out to?
Pandas.
Pandas?
Panda.
Had
The
to
panda.
Also for next session, everyone's good for Thursday?
Yeah.
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 You'd
Okay.
have to make
Oh,
sure
there.
bachelor, but
Well,
Yeah, I mean, we can't. If everyone else is good for that time, I think we'll just have to.
stick with it.
Yeah, we can't plan around him.
Go ahead and hop off, guys. You guys have a good
All right.
rest.
Yeah, I'm gonna get off
"Reach
too.
me."
Good
Tired as
night.
fuck.
Take care, guys.
bye.
Too.